and welcome back to Off the Beaten Quest. I'm your humble game master, Justin Fussell, and thank you for joining us in our campaign 1, or welcome back, or either way, we're happy to have you here. There's a lot of D&D actual plays out there, but you chose this one, and we're so glad that you did, and you should be too. Last episode, our adventurers had an interesting ride on a ferry through the Homebrew River, where they each were able to commune with their respective deities and had many coming-to-terms moments as they emerged back on the material plane outside of the port of Mar amidst a siege. But we are going to backtrack just a little bit to set the scene for you all today. So, the sky amidst the port of Mar, as it seems to be that of a normal day, people going to work, the hustle and bustle of the city, the distances of the calm in the air amidst a crackling of thunder, not born that of a storm. Over the serene peninsula where the port of Mar nestles in the curved arms of the sea and the forest, the air shifts, dense, charged, and unnatural. The usual coastal winds falter as the sun is swallowed by a shadow. Up above, 3 monolithic silhouettes, soon joined by a 4th, drift into view. They are vessels. Airships. Their shapes cut through the sky like blades. Set the scene. There we go. From their underbellies are flanking decks, rotating turret-like arcane cannons unleashing cannon fire. Arching like falling stars towards the city below, the first shots slam into the harbor district, splintering stone piers and overturning merchant ships, their sails catching fire before collapsing into the bay. The lighthouse, once a symbol... Oh, I lost my place. Because I'm trying to minimize the menu so I can, do the sound effects too. Hello. The lighthouse, once a symbol of hope, is rocked by an impact of scorching... Sorry, I keep doing that. Scorches into marble surface and sends the shards of enchanted crystal cascading into the sea. The Elven Quarter, with its peaceful gardens and ancient trees, is suddenly a battlefield. Explosions boom like red flowers across the grove of serenity. Fountains boil, statues crumble, magic wards flicker as the ancient Elven defenses, half forgotten, faltering under the weight of the precision cannon fire. Screams arise, horn sounds. The refugee quarter becomes a chaos of movement. Civilians fleeing, some grabbing only children or loved ones as the second wave of shots falls. Cannon fire cracks into the aid stations and tents. The sky rains glass and flame. Smoke coils in unnatural colors where arcane energies ignite wood, stone, and air alike. From the skies, ropes fall to the city streets. Cultists ride ropes of descending magic down to rooftops and courtyards. Crossbows loaded with explosive bolts. Sabers of humming steel in the hand. The enemy is precise, coordinated, moving as if they know the city's layout. The city's defenders rally. From Craftsman Row, a hastily enchanted ballista is wheeled into a courtyard. Its bolts inscribed by a gnome artificer and set ablaze by an elven warden. The first shot pierces the flank of one of the airships. Secondary arcane battery detonates, causing the ship to lurch violently and spill some of its crew into the sea. But it's not enough. Not yet. Above the sea, in the far distance, 4 more airships break the horizon. Dots in the sky. Their crystals glowing brighter as the wind picks up again. Not natural, but drawn by the pressure of their arrival. The sea churns beneath them. Storm of fire and arcane is coming. The port of Mar is alit with fire and smoke. Its people caught between a world once built on refuge and a new world falling from the sky to tear it apart. And this is where we join our adventurers as they emerge from the ethereal plane on the bone boat as it washes to the shore of the harbor, and they are brought to the port of Mar amidst this destruction. What are your reactions?
Are there dead bodies around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sense that the water is
God damn it.
filled with them.
No, not to reanimate.
Okay, I was like, that's the first.
Do you guys want to like put on some of these uniforms so that maybe the cultists don't know who we are? Maybe they'll think we're one of them.
So they're like in the water.
Oh.
And they're not dead cultists, they're dead Port of
Straight
Marians.
up bodies? Okay.
It's a good attempt though.
How
No.
far are we from shore? Like close enough where it'd be shallow enough to just hop out and go?
I mean, you guys are on the docks of the harbor, or at least what's left of one. Enough to like enter the city.
Is there any darkness warning? Any of the bodies does Eira recognize? Any
No.
of them?
You do not recognize any of them. You recognize them to be the citizens of, like, your hometown, but that's about it.
I feel like Eliana's first reaction to this is she smells the similar smell of death, reminding her of when her village was attacked, and she begins to freeze up a little bit. But being surrounded by, like, her friends now, instead of being isolated and alone like the first time, like, she was with her family, but her family wasn't really processing it. Like, they weren't capable of fighting things off, whereas her friends are. And her dad's words of, like, you have to be brave, like, you've been brave, like, continue being brave. Like, she steels herself and looks to Eira. It's like, what do we do? Where do we go?
Eira's gonna look around because she wants to just jump out of the boat and just go, but it's gonna take a minute to kind of like assess the situation.
So for context, you're off the boat. You're onto a dock of the harbor, so essentially
Sure.
you guys have gotten off the boat.
Sure.
And Sable's, like, desummoned it and stuff. That way there's no, like,
Concentration
worry about
issues,
that.
yeah. Yes, so Eira's first train of thought is that she needs to get to the palace. So she's kind of looking air, ground, sea, what is she seeing?
Oh, like, essentially, like, there are, like, ships that have, like, half sunken into the water, like, whatever left sticking out of the water is on
I guess
fire.
she's looking for, like, to try to, like, strategize.
Like a path forward.
Yeah.
I would think in this moment, you're trying to use, like, every bit of, like, knowledge and as an adventurer in the things that you guys have encountered on. There's just, with everything that's going on around you, for some reason, you're just not able to formulate, like, a stretch forward or like a path. Your tactician abilities they're being hindered by the sight that you're seeing, because you've never seen this before in the Port of Mar, or even in your like life. Like, you've heard about the destruction of the Empire and all that stuff that your grandmother had gone through, but you'd never seen it firsthand.
She fought before she went to college. She'd been part of...
Yeah, but not like a siege like this. This essentially is, like, to picture it, like, this is, like, there are 4 ships essentially stationed in the air above the ship, raining cannon fire down. There's cultists swarming the streets in the hundreds to thousands, and they are killing people in the streets,
I would assume
taking over
thousands.
businesses, like, taking over buildings. They are, like, essentially, this is an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Verity?
Verity is wide-eyed and in shock. Because I believe this is the first, besides at the AAA, this is the first time she's seen aircrafts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, not only the shock of that, but also the mass destruction that they're causing. And she immediately is looking to Eira as well, trying to get a read on where her head is at.
And this is like a similar kind of shock and awe, essentially, to all of you, except for Jax. There's a level of almost precognition, given that what he's been through and what he's seen before and or may have experienced in a past life. And he kind of steps forward in front of everyone and turns to you and says, snap out of it. Like, and he grabs your shoulders, Eira, and he says, we're gonna save this place. Mark my words. And he's like, kind of turns and looks around and he says, all right, we're gonna have to split up.
Split up.
What we're gonna do is I'm going up there, and he points to one of the airships, and I'm gonna try to disable them somehow. I need somebody to come with me that can pack a punch. I need to cut through the crew and get to the helm. Eira, you need to stay on the ground. Your people need to see that you are on the front lines with them in support. Who's coming with me?
Is this crazy? Do we think that the dragon may be of any use to us in fighting off the cultists? Or would that just introduce more problems? Because maybe if you're suggesting split up, maybe... No.
Like,
There's no way to access that
like
from...
Dawn?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dawn's
No,
dragon?
the dragon that you... I don't think you...
Verity has not.
You don't
doesn't
know
what
this dragon. There's only
Do
3
not
people
know
at
this.
this table that know this dragon, and it is unfortunately not a part of a defensive measure for this caliber.
Okay.
I think that would just obliterate everyone.
That's true. Yes. Okay. Just a thought. Verity, I know you're good on one-on-ones. I can handle like a crowd.
Well, that's what I'm gonna need. You're the only one that can fly, so...
I suppose.
All right. Then the two of us are gonna go up there, and you three... do what you can. And he looks at Eira, and he says, I'm gonna come back to you, no matter what. And he gives you, like, kind of pulls you and click to give you a kiss. And at that moment, he, like, turns... And I want you all to mark off on your sheet. You unfortunately already have it, but mark off heroic inspiration
already
on
have it
all
too.
of your on all your sheets.
When he does that, she's like, oh, okay, so he's gonna die. Great. Cool. Love that.
I got his back, Eira.
So he turns into an Aarakocra and either can grab you and take him with you, or you can wild shape. It's up to you.
Just in case, I might want to save my wild shape, so I'd have him.
Okay, I'll make that strength check.
Yeah.
That is a 19 plus.
I am like 120 pounds. I'm like
so
tiny.
That's a 28 strength. So he definitely grabs you and essentially kind of like takes off into the sky upwards towards the closest ship in the sky. As like more cannon fire is like raining down on the city. He's off. Now, Eira. You and Eira, Verity, and Sable. You're beside yourself.
On my own.
You essentially, I would think, would just go forward straight into town.
Well, before they start like running off, she's gonna like. She looks at Verity. What's Verity's like?
She's looking very concerned at you.
But she looks stable.
Yes.
How does Sable look?
Power of positivity. She is a glowing light, just smiling right up at you. And she's going to give you a thumbs up.
That's a 19 plus 4 for an insight check.
Checking to see if it's real.
You can roll deception or persuasion. You don't have to say which. You just say the number.
I lost it.
Yeah. How are you doing?
what's
really?
the vibe?
Like, well, what's the actual?
What's the real vibe?
You panicked, or you like? I'm out of my depth.
She knows that she has to be a little strong.
She's trying her best.
She's trying her
She's
best
just a
to
girl
be an
trying her
adult,
best.
you know. And she knows that you need some support, and she's going to be behind you and healing you because she feels like that's her only mission.
Hey, thank you. I
Oh.
was thinking the same thing.
Is that too far? Oh, my
There you
bad.
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna look. Eira's gonna look up. this massive, like damn near kind of like a mountainside. And she's going to point to the palace on top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got to go.
Okay.
And Sable, from your pouch of tarot cards, the strength card upright comes out.
Aw.
And then the Wheel of Fortune also.
Oh, thanks so much. I love that. You know, I drew that card today. Side note. Anyway.
Change cycles inevitable fate.
I would also like to note that Stella is invisible on my shoulder.
Nice.
Okay.
She's with you.
That's fair.
Yeah, she can turn invisible at will, so she
Just
can
as,
hide.
Jax just
nice.
hoists you up and just takes you into the sky. Okay.
And then
So-
we just
Just go forward.
I think Eira's got both of her daggers out, just in her hands, ready to go, and just goes.
Okay. So as you just kind of make it out of this harbor or what's left of it, you make it into. You see that there are citizens fleeing from burning and crumbling buildings all over. There are cultists kind of chasing them. There are different things they're kind of all around here. So I would think that you would just start kind of going to town, combat wise.
I think for Eira at least, she's trying to get up the hill. So
Yeah.
she's dodging every chance she can.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut through people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you right now, just to preface this entire thing, it is not going to be that easy. Got to have content, right? So the way this is going to work, and for the folks at home so they can understand what we're doing, we're rolling no initiatives. Essentially, action economies are just going to be a little different. It's going to be a 1 to 9, kind of results in some few hits, maybe a contested hit back. Where they'll take maybe a moniker of damage, and then they're going to have to hit again in order to kind of take out the cultist. A 10 to 19 is going to be a series of hits that takes the enemy down, and which I will narrate. And the nat 20 is a natural 1-hit kill. So essentially, you so go ahead and you guys are going to be the ones that roll this d20, by the way.
Okay.
So essentially, you each are all facing down a cultist at this moment. Go ahead and roll that d20. What did we get?
It's total with the modifiers.
Fuck it. Add your weapon modifiers, whatever you're hitting with, I guess.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
It's a 19.
19. Okay.
So our spell attack for spellcasters?
If you're casting a spell, yes. If you're using your mace, then it would be that. So just whatever your
Okay.
spell casting modifier is. I'm not going to make you essentially throughout this whole process. I'm not going to have you guys all tap your spell slots because you're going to be tapped out by the end of this. So just
Got
kind
it.
of being, I'm being generous as far as this.
Thank you.
Just pretend you're doing all cantrips.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 22.
Okay.
21.
21.
21.
Coffee in my mouth.
So Sable and Verity essentially kind of just shoot these spells off, and it kind of takes the cultist in front of them down. Eira kind of does a series of dagger hits, and it kind of takes the cultist down as you guys are moving through this district. So essentially, you, or at least out of the harbor, you arrive in the market district after a few more encounters. So go ahead and roll d20 twice. You guys do a series of 2 more encounters before you reach the market district.
It's a straight 17 and straight 19. So a 31
Okay.
and a 28.
Okay.
No. 30 and 28.
Okay.
21
21.
and 27.
And 27.
Or sorry, 28.
Okay.
It's a 25 and a 17.
Okay. So you essentially, I think Verity would start using some of the daggers, steal some souls, have fun with it. So essentially you're hitting him with the daggers, and you're taking some of these cultist souls, so the purple kind of energy is kind of wafting off of a few of them.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When she takes souls, does that mean that they cannot be brought back by a cleric? I hope so. I'm hoping that that's the case.
I mean, we haven't gotten that far. So
Okay.
I don't, it's,
None of us know.
you can take the pause to investigate if you so choose.
It's not worth
but,
it right now.
And then Sable kind of like casts another like spell, and it like the tarot cards kind of like swirl, and it essentially like almost like Gambit style, like cuts down a couple of different cultists. And Eira is like just daggers relentless fury of slicing and cutting through a few different people. As you arrive in the market district, where you see Poppy and Vern defending a few businesses, and Dak is helping some people evacuate while keeping them safe from attacks.
Poppy is a halfling cleric, and Vern is her pet companion, Badger. Doesn't exist in this realm, but picture him as an American badger, a little extra mean. And then Dak is a weirdly tall Harangon with pale fur.
Because essentially this is like, these are friends from Eira's past that you two are seeing for the first time. So, in the air, Jax and Eliana are kind of like dodging spell fires that are kind of being shot off the ship as they get close and they land on the decks of the ship. And now as they kind of like onto the deck and kind of like land, everybody on the, like all the crew that are on this ship that essentially made up of cultists kind of just like pause for a second and like stare at us. And so we, and I'll say, if you want to do AoE spells, I'm not going to make you tick the spell slot, at least not for right now.
Cool.
But so that's something you can do if you so choose. But essentially they all kind of start to like swarm, very much like two pirates landing on a ship in like the Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're like kind of all just like charging with, swords and spells. So we're just going to go ahead and roll for some attacks.
She's using her thunderclap, which is an area effect.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. All right. And then, so he is going to take 2 points of damage because he rolled a 5 and a 9.
Oh, Jax.
So essentially, he kind of, he might still be in his Aarakocra form. He hasn't changed back yet, which is why I think he like missed a few shots. So he's like not used to the wings when he's like kind of throwing blows. But he essentially kind of hits a few cultists.
Oh, and I only have my woe. I don't have my wheel. I can't help him.
Oh, that's okay. Thunderclap, how much does that like push people? How many people, and what's the area of effect?
So it doesn't push people away, but they take
that's
thunder damage, basically.
Yeah, thinking of Thunder Wave, I think.
And then Stella also is going to cast, she chitters, and she casts Fear in a 30-foot cone to try and get them to scatter and get out of the way so we can get to this
run off the boat.
I was say this is about to get dark. A little bit like the movie The Happening, where people are just starting like run to the sides of the boat and just jumping off, because they have to get away as far as they can, and essentially if they're close, they're just gonna go.
To be fair, it's also a safe distance, but like if we want to,
I mean, they don't know.
They're like, bye.
Or it could be something where they like jump off and grab the ropes that are still hanging down into the streets, and they kind of slide down. But I feel like some people would not have that opportunity.
I gotta get away from this box.
Well, it's like, because she can change her size, right? We established that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've still never established
We said that
that's
she can
true,
kind of change her size a little bit,
Cool.
so she essentially kind of like grows in size, and then they cast this spell, and then they're like, oh shit, a giant fox. So they essentially like some will start rolling off. So go ahead and roll for another one.
That was only a 13.
All right, a 13. So are you just hitting, or are you casting another spell? What are you going to do?
Casting the spell.
Okay. Which cantrip would that be?
Thunderclap again.
Thunderclap? Okay. So you essentially kind of like blow out that like thunder, like kind of clap your hands. It spreads that sound wave out. And it hits a few people, and they instead of kind of being subdued or kind of pushed, knocked out and things, Jack is kind of like shapeshifted back into his form as he rolled like a 15. Is kind of starting to just kind of like hit and take different people out as you guys are like work, almost like got to like the front of the airship boat and are kind of working your way down. And now, and you're getting closer to where the helm is, Jax like jumps up and kind of gets up these like steps and onto this like the platform where the helm is. And there's a little bit like this like cultist leader, so he essentially looks different than a lot of the other cultists. So they trade blows for a bit. 7, Natural 20. Okay. So they trade blows for a bit, and then all of a sudden Jack's just like uppercuts him straight into like the nose, like that like old like a martial arts move where it just like drops them. And his like body just like on the ground. And as he you hear more rains of cannon fire down, he yells, he goes, Eliana, get back into the air or hold on tight. And he grabs the helm and he essentially like whips it to the right, essentially kind of like rotating with the way it's facing. And he essentially points it at the other airship in the sky. And he kind of like hits the throttle and it starts like kind of moving forward in the air as it's on a collision course for the other airship.
Cool. Stella's gonna shrink again, hop on top of my shoulders, and cast Fly on me.
Okay, there you go.
See, I kept the fox out for a reason. She's actually like kind of useful when I read her sheet.
All you would hear
Free
from all you would be.
So Eliana kind of like lifts up off the deck of the ship, and you see as it kind of like goes through, it's going forward. Jack's kind of like, I'm gonna make a strength check. It's gonna be 18, I think. Yeah, 9 + 9 is an 18. He snaps off a piece of the railing that's kind of like nearby, and he jams it into the helm so that it can't be moved. And he essentially kind of turns back into the Aarakocra and like takes off of the dock of the ship. And you hear, everybody kind of hears this telepathically in their head. Now I'm going to roll to prove the success on that. 17. I'll do an Arcana. 23 just for like the distance. And he kind of says to you guys, he's like talking to specifically like Eira and all of you on the ground. And he says, make sure he kind of like looks down, and he asks Eliana first. He goes, can you tell me where the ships are going to land if it crashes? Like, can you look down and see where the second ship is above? Essentially, is what he's asking.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll for perception.
Yes. I was like, how do I do that? Perception. 24.
24. You see that the second ship in the air is above what looks like the border of the market district in the harbor. So then Jack says, all right, Eira, they're coming down at the border of the harbor in the market district. Make sure that's evacuated. And you guys don't at all know what's happening. And Jack's like shapeshifts and kind of, so the two of you are flying towards, or at least away from this, like, you hear like a bunch of crackling wood and Sullivan's like, boom, like explosion in the air. And so the three of you on the ground, you hear this message from Jax. And yeah, what do you do? How do you react?
Are we still near Poppy and Dak?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna test a theory. She's gonna fucking hope that even though she's been gone a long time, she still has her communication style with her friends and they still get it. She's gonna make her way over to them and then basically yell to them, we got a problem. Clear the area.
All right, the last of the civilians have been evacuated out of here. Let's get. I hope your folks know what you're doing. And Poppy essentially like kind of gestures in kind of like the badger. She's big enough to ride the badger.
I mean, she's a halfling, and like the badger is a standard size badger, so she'd probably be too tall. Yeah.
So they essentially, she kind of gestures and they head off, kind of leading you, essentially the three of you, towards Craftsman Row. And a lot of this is places that like Eira would know, so she kind of knows this direction. So you're getting away from this border of the market district in the harbor as you hear this like massive like explosion, and you guys like look and you see that like the one ship has now broken into the second one and exploded as it's like kind of crumbling slowly down to this massive wave of like dust like flies through the city, essentially kind of at your backs. You essentially get to the Craftsman Row, and there's this like large group of cultists that block your path. You hear in the distance, or at least in this district, there is a lot of like flashes of different magic and a lot of different like sounds of like mechanical like firings of things, like kind of heading off in this district. You can go
How
ahead.
many of them are there? I would like to fire a wall of thorns. Is why.
Go ahead and make a history check for me first.
Total of 10.
10. It doesn't take much, but you recognize this magic and things that you're hearing to kind of given in the context of what you know resides in this area, that the magic sounds familiar to that of Akira, or at least in the distance. And Jack says in your head, he goes, me and Eliana are safe. We're heading for the other ships. And so there is probably a group of like, this is at least like 40 to 50 cultists. Essentially, there's kind of like they're all flooded as they've seen this explosion now back behind where you're from the direction that you guys are coming from.
Yeah.
And it's like blocking this almost like I would think an alleyway that's kind of leading to this next kind of district of shops and things. And you cast Wall of Thorns. Are you casting it in a straight line, or are you doing it to block your own path?
It's a wall, so it doesn't. I don't think I can choose how it, like.
You can choose the direction to which you're like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to fire it in the direction to where to get as many of them as possible.
Okay.
And to keep as many friendlies out of it as possible.
Okay. This is going to block your path. So you're going to have to roll to figure out a different way around.
No.
Because the best way to get them the most would be horizontally.
No.
So it does subdue a lot of these.
Never
cultists.
mind.
No take backsies.
I got to roll damage on that, and I'm deciding not to throw the arrow.
No, I'm not going to make you roll damage. It subdues the people in front of you. But the city. Find a way around.
I believe in you.
You got this, babe.
I wasn't given a map to my own city. So I didn't know that, because she would not have done that.
So go ahead and roll a history check. That's how you know the routes around the city.
It's an 18.
An 18? So you take a right down a different connecting alley, and essentially it's a bit of a way around. You guys go ahead and all three of you make acrobatics checks. I'm going to roll 1, 2 for the other guys that are with you. So Dak doesn't do well, but he uses his Herringon hop to kind of compensate for that. And you essentially are all kind of, what did you roll?
25.
25?
Do I get advantage just for fun?
I mean, you have heroic inspiration, so you can re-roll.
I feel like I'm going to need that for more important things later. It's an 8.
Okay.
Can I have advantage for
Mine
fun?
is also an 8.
Can I have it for fun?
An 8? You can guide yourself.
Just for fun?
It's a check. So
Is it gonna? The 4 gonna do anything? It's
Hey.
a 4. It's 12.
hey, look at that. So you all essentially are able to.
She's still rolling 8 though.
I know. You all essentially are able to kind of like climb up onto these like buildings. You have to kind of reach down and pull Sable up essentially to kind of compensate for it. But you're able to kind of get up and around, and there is this small kind of like almost like small like connecting bridge over top these arches in this like kind of like quad. I don't think of the other name. It's like a quad. It's like a clearing area where like the shops are kind of around. So it's like a bazaar almost. Pavilion. Well, no, isn't that like a gazebo?
Well.
No, a pavilion can be other things.
I'm not familiar with infrastructure of cities, but anyway, I'll trust you. So it's a pavilion. And you see this, essentially this massive, there's like more cultists kind of essentially kind of swarming these arches. So now that they are aware of you being in the city, or at least like a threat that is kind of deteriorating their forces, they've kind of followed you guys around and are kind of like on both sides of this like pathway that essentially you would need to get down. There's no like moving forward. This is just like a stone kind of like roofway that connects above some arches. And you see this massive wave of just like purple energy that just like knocks all of these, and you see them like all just essentially like levitate heavily into the air as a gravity magic spell. hits them all, and kind of they all are just kind of like in this like aerial space as you all are able to jump down freely. And you see Akira and Zaina in this area. And how do you react?
Eira's gonna keep going.
Okay.
She can say thank yous later. We need to go.
As they're running, Verity's just gonna go, I
love
like
a good
her.
narrative.
Was she gonna stop and have a cup of coffee?
I don't know. You could exchange a passing word. I don't know. You've seen animes before.
I guess the way I pictured it is like they're on the ground. She's up here.
Yeah,
They're
you guys are
not together.
jumping down to kind of proceed forward. 'Cause this isn't like, unless you want to like rooftop hop, I guess.
That's
but-
what I pictured. Some Assassin's Creed type shit.
Okay, you have a lot of acrobatic rolls. You feel confident in that?
Caroline's like, I'm gonna dress.
Sable's jumping down.
So
Cindy
you're
would
jumping
succeed
down.
here.
Okay. So Sable jumps down. Eira and Verity are now still on this like over like the archway.
Are
you good?
down here? Don't worry.
Are you gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be okay.
We're splitting the party.
Verity's
jump
gonna
down.
Verity's gonna protect Eira.
We just keep splitting until we're all separated.
Right. What did you say?
She's just gonna jump down.
Okay.
Okay.
So Verity and Eira jump down, and you hear like kind of like shots of like gunfire kind of going off in the distance, or at least Zaina's kind of just like firing into this like crowd of cultists, and you see more of like the guards like from the city that are kind of like helping more people. So it's not just these like specific like individuals just kind of out in the field. There's more of the security force that's kind of helping this, but there are some times where they are outdued and they don't survive. So the guards are not unfortunately untouchable, but the Akira looks to you and says, "We've got it from here. Just there's a large group of cultists heading for the palace. Just get there as fast as you can. We got this."
Do you know what they're here for?
No. They just all stormed the city and we've been dealing with a lot of fallout.
She's gonna nod and then go.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Back in the air, the Jax and Eliana kind of land on the third of the 4 ships in the air. And he looks to you and says, "Rinse and repeat."
Yes.
And
It's just about to say the same thing.
all right, so go ahead and roll.
Thunderclap. Nat 20.
Okay. So you do what's the radius on it?
It's
Like
only
30
5 feet.
So 5 foot. Okay. So you essentially do this, and like the 2 or 3 people that are around you kind of fly off the sides of the boat. Jax kind of like rushes in as like a small path is cleared, and he essentially is kind of doing some hits. He's taking a little bit more damage, and that is 9 more points of damage.
Flossidus guide them to where they deserve.
As they like fly off the side. That's great. And so as he keeps taking more damage, you see that he's not landing as many hits as usual. So he essentially takes another.
Their souls arrive,
of
and instead of
damage.
placing the star, she just crushes it, throws him down.
What do you do to assist Jax in this moment?
I'm going to have... Let me make sure she has... I think she has... Yeah, she has 2 charges. Stella's going to cast Fear again to try and, like,
Okay.
move the people out of the way.
Okay. So essentially, you cast this in this radius, and there's not a lot of the ability to grab the ropes, I will say, in this situation. So with where this ship is placed, there's just a lot of like tall buildings, and if they miss, there's a lot of like sharp edges and pointy roof corners and things. So there's a lot of splat sounds if we're being kind of cartoonish. So you cast this, and you guys are able to move forward.
Good girl, good girl.
All right, go ahead and roll again to get through some of these people.
25.
Okay.
No, a hero fell. He's bad.
All right, that's 6 more points of damage on to Jax. So essentially, he keeps like getting like stabbed and like hit from different like weapons. So he essentially is like slowing down.
Need some healing, bud?
I should be okay.
Okay, just let me know.
And he is able to work his way up through this like. There's like a bunch of. They've kind of seeing the explosion. They've kind of gathered towards the back of the boat. So there's like kind of a large group of them. So we got a 19. 16 and a 15. So he essentially is like kind of like throwing people off the side, like hitting people in a few different like fists of fury, essentially, because he's like throwing down different attacks, kind of using all that monk fighting styles. And he gets up to the kind of platform again where the helm of the ship. And this time there is like a massive kind of like brooding, like one of the cult leaders that's there. So he is going to essentially go 13, 15. That's a nat 1. So he essentially hits a few times, kind of does some damage, and then the cult leader kind of like hits him in the side of the head, like really hard, almost like a sideways fist, and it kind of like stuns, and he kind of Jax like drops for a second.
I'm gonna rush up. I'm gonna try and cast Hold Person on the
Okay.
person.
What's the saving throw?
It's 17.
15. 12. They fail. So essentially they freeze up, and Jax kind of gets up and he like shakes it off. He takes 6 more points of damage.
Give him a little tap on the shoulder. Give him some healing.
Okay. What are you gonna heal him?
Let's see. Let's do this. I'm just gonna cast it and roll it on here because it's easier. Give him 16 points of healing.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. And so he kind of was like, okay. And he essentially grabs the helm again and he like whips it around. And this time, the orientation of the ship, you see it as it kind of spins around, it's tilting hard. So it tips a lot, and you see just cultists like flying that are left on the boat, just like off the side. Give me an acrobatics check as compensate and or take flight once more.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
18.
18?
I've not rolled below.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. We're doing good.
Okay.
So you essentially, it tips and you jump forward off of this, like, boat. And take flight again as, he says, all right. He goes like, and he's like, having to like hold it because of the way that this is turning. And he says in like the telepathy, so you're only able to hear it because of how close you are. The rest of you don't hear this in this moment. He goes, I'll meet up with you and the others. Go find them. I got this. And he's like,
okay.
You essentially fly off to kind of survey and see where the group is. And he sees that he kind of like looks as this thing is like tilted, so he can kind of see down below. He sees that the other ship is kind of positioned a little bit more on the coast, kind of bordering the Elven Quarter Elven Quarter district, and he kind of telepathically tells you that that's where it's going to hit.
I was going to ask if you didn't say.
And so back on the ground, you and the others are racing through the Elven Quarter, and you see Poppy and Amir kind of fighting some cultists in one of the more like kind of quad-like areas.
You said the Elven Quarter is where the ship's going?
Yeah.
It's above the coast, kind of like, I think on the edge of the Elven Quarter where it meets the coastline. Because this is very much like an isthmus? Inlet? Type?
Isthmus?
Isthmus?
I don't know geography.
Isthmus.
Whatever
that like offshooting part of a continent where water surrounds three sides.
Isthmus.
Isthmus, yeah.
I was picturing a
Mary Isthmus. So essentially it's on like that one side, like with the water where it is. So you see the two of them. What do you do in this moment before you guys are going to have to start fighting? I think it's Amir and Poppy.
Poppy again?
Not your Amir, a different Amir. Or that's Amar.
Yeah.
Amir and Amar, they're so close.
Yeah, it was. We talked. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Oh my god, I just forgot that you're. Okay, that's embarrassing.
Is Poppy? Oh yeah, 'cause she was with us already.
No, Lilith, sorry. I used the
Okay.
wrong name in the text.
Oh my god, baby Lilith, I love her.
She's gonna yell to them again to
Okay.
clear the area, and she's going to assume that Amir would likely take the lead on that. He's
Let
bigger
me
and louder.
make sure. Okay, so that was a 2. So the only reason that Eliana knows that that's where it's going to hit is because she was close. The other three of you don't hit, you hear it because he's like,
Oh, so I can't say anything.
so you don't know that that's
Yeah,
where
that's
it's going
why
to go yet.
I had asked if it's by the Elven quarters, because if Eliana can spot them, she would like re-emphasize trying.
Go ahead and roll for perception to see if you can
Okay.
see where the other group is. Because essentially that's kind of where you're heading anyway.
Yeah, because if she were to see them, she would warn them to get out of the way if she saw they weren't moving. That's a 25 perception.
I
Okay.
also want to see because there was a crash, right?
Yeah.
Did we hear the crash? I feel like we would look up if there was a
So
crash.
the second, so the third and fourth boats have not collided yet.
Oh, okay.
So this is, I'm kind of trying to pivot
Got
back
it.
and forth, kind of simultaneous
Got it.
timeline stuff. So you essentially 25, you see where they are. Essentially the way where you kind of go off this boat, and fly into the air, you kind of see them. So you're kind of heading now in that direction.
Next ships are impending on the coastal Elven quarters.
Are you trying to say this telepathically?
Yeah.
Okay, roll for Arcana to see if it gets there.
I'm assuming I'm a little bit closer than Jax was, but
You're a little bit closer, yeah. You're still kind of coming from hundreds of feet in the air where the other ships are.
19.
Okay, so the three of you do hear that. So you guys are able to hear that as more explosions, and then there's an explosion close by you as more cannon fire from the fourth ship is kind of raining down in this area.
I've rolled 3 16s.
Shh.
Go ahead and can you give me an acrobatics check because one of the explosions was near you, so you need to kind of
So-
rolled out
all
of the
of us?
way. Yep,
9,
9,
10,
10,
12,
12,
10.
10.
Oh my no!
Go ahead. And
You jinxed it.
So I am going to roll. You each take 5 points of force damage.
Okay,
That's
that's too
fair.
bad.
I'm
Not
using
too
a
bad for
D6
you.
damage scenario right now, just because I'm not trying to get crazy with it. Again,
One time he doesn't want to
Again.
keep PK.
narrative.
You're like, I'm down. You're like, oh, but I had more narrative to go. You're not supposed to be done yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not supposed to happen yet. So you yell this to them, and Amir says, most of the coast has been evacuated and they've been brought to the shelter. The more inward areas like this are still being led away from the destruction. We're going to need your help with this to break through. So you guys are going to have to do some rolls to fight some more cultists. So go ahead and start rolling some d20s. We'll do the first round.
22.
No, 11.
11,
21.
21,
22.
22. So Verity, you kind of make some slashes. You're gonna have to do another one to take down the one that's in front of you. So go ahead and roll another one.
Okay, that's better. 24.
24. Go ahead and take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And you essentially are able to you slash the guy, kind of gets you on the shoulder, and you're able to kind of jab it in the center, and it's like this sucks the soul. And you other two are kind of essentially just in this fugue state of anger, just kind of heading forward. You're, at least Eira is. Sable's a little bit more of, I would think, in this sense of almost like this is justice. This is what I have to do. I'm following fate's design, and
Absolutely.
I'm taking their lives on because I have to or because I'm supposed to. And also I would think just in a little bit you'd be a little bit giddy in the sense of what can I animate later?
I think in this too, probably in this moment specifically, Ira's gonna think back, just to have a moment glimpse back into the conversation that she'd had with Nylea on the boat,
Mhm.
and then all of her dagger attacks moving forward, she's gonna add True strike.
Okay, nice. Very nice.
I like how all your D4s look like they're huddled for a team meeting. Like on your computer.
Yeah, guidance, because,
Guidance counseling.
That's what this meeting's about, guys.
That's okay. T-shirt, guidance counseling, and it's just D4s in a circle.
That's so good.
Oh my god.
Copyrighted. Can't steal that. So if we haven't made it yet, it's ours. Tough nuggies. All right, go ahead
It's a
and
meme for you to make.
yeah, that is.
What, tough nuggies?
No, guidance counseling.
Take a picture of like 40 20s on a book page and then make a meme out of it. Okay, go ahead and roll another d20. Another series of attacks.
15.
15,
23.
23.
27.
Sable's getting
27.
excited.
Yeah, so there's a lot more of just like spell slinging, knives being thrown. There's a lot of like Eira's like throwing daggers and like pulling them back and then like kind of stabbing like.
And every single one has a beat of light with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of almost like the radiant damage that's kind of like coming off of the blades, almost like burning the flesh as it does. So it like cauterizes the wound kind of as it is made.
Question, something we haven't established, because she is the champion of Mylea, or is her radiant damage, does it have a color? So is it like green?
No, but fun fact is that when you, because essentially it's like burning the skin.
Yeah.
Little bits of like clover and moss kind of like grow out of the like slashes because it's like essentially healing it, but it's cultivating it at the same time. So it's
she
like
is going to be using this more often because that's cool.
So the area you're in is starting to kind of like there's more cultists kind of like running into this area. They're kind of this is now very much so like think of like in a zombie movie or almost something where like the cultists are running up this hill because you guys are up at a vantage point. So it's almost like they're funneling essentially into this area because of like it's coming. They're just getting ready to siege the castle.
Last of Us.
Yeah. So there's going to be a bit more. So I'm going to have you roll 3 d20s in a row. What?
I hear a clock. Okay, I hear a clock.
Oh,
and
that's
I
just
don't
the
like
music. Can give you something though.
Gee, thanks, DM.
What a gracious gift.
So
Give the whispers.
I had 24 and 230s.
24 and 230s.
22, 20, and 16.
Nice.
A 25, a 21, and a 10.
21.
So essentially, all of you are just like cutting people down left and right. Amir and Lilith are essentially doing the same thing. They essentially, you guys are like a 5-person like thing, kind of just like cutting things down, just like trying to get people to not like. Bodies are like flying past you with the force of the way that they're like kind of running at you.
I think, sorry, Eira's friends. I think that, I don't know if either one of you had noticed, I think Verity would notice before, Sable, is that in that, there's like almost what feels like a dance between Eira and Amir in combat. Because they fought so much together that it's like they don't need to talk on the battlefield.
Would my passive perception of 20 get that read?
My insight would.
So you have a passive insight that.
Yeah.
So you would see the fighting style. You would pick up on a previous romantic
The
tension.
romance.
Because
Former.
ex-boyfriends, y'all.
The fact that both of your guys' love interests from the past are like so close.
That's
Amir and
true.
Amar.
And it's never planned that way
No.
because Amir existed before Amar, but we didn't talk about Amar.
Is Amir undead too?
No.
Okay.
No, he's just
That would have been
He's just-
weird.
He's an elven. He's an elf.
he's a half elf.
Yeah, he's a
Gotcha.
half elf.
That
Yeah.
would have been weird if it were.
Yeah,
the case.
no, he's not.
So you see, as like it's been a second, you like realize that like there hasn't been an explosion, and Jack still hasn't like kind of like radioed in.
Checked in, yeah.
And all of a sudden you hear this like massive, just like as the ships colliding up in the sky, kind of like this. It's like huge. It's almost like there's much more like there was like something on the boat that led to a much larger explosion. There's like plumes of smoke and kind of arcane, like colored fire and energy kind of coming from this spot. As you can see, that kind of like almost like slowly as like different ashen parts of wood and things are kind of cascading down towards the coastline. And for a moment, like it kind of catches it, like even you and the cultists kind of off guard with like the sound shockwave that kind of radiates from the sky, and the like everybody looks and you see out of like this plume of smoke, and there's like almost a little bit of wondering like what just happened, and then you see from like this little dot like shoot out of this like smoke, and it's like it breaks through the clouds like this massive kind of like air burst as Jackson kind of like shoots out of the smoke flying through the sky. And he is going to call out telepathically, and that's going to be a 15 plus 6, so 21.
21. DM got one.
Yeah. And so he goes, "Where's everyone? I'm fine. I think the ships are gone."
Look for the horde.
Okay. And he like soars, kind of like circles as he's kind of like trying to like look for where everybody is, and he sees from the sky this like level of just like almost like army of people. But the funny thing is that like the horde is kind of running forward, but you see at the back of the horde that all the other people that you had left in the rest of the city is like, so it's almost like you guys are attacking them from both sides.
Nice.
So it's like boxing them in a sense.
So the cultists are not variable trained and idiots.
They're unorganized.
They allowed them to get boxed. They allowed themselves to get boxed in.
Or at least this group of them. And so he essentially, Jax like lands beside you guys and is now going to join the fight. Let's roll another set of D20.
Just one?
Oh yeah, you haven't been rolling either.
Yeah, I was like, am I there?
Yeah, you've been there.
Okay.
Just one?
I need you to roll 5 in a row.
Is it just one this time?
I'm not kidding.
How many do I need to roll? It's just one?
Just one for this
Okay,
time.
thank you.
I need to fix Eliana's roll.
I didn't know if I was there the whole time.
You've been there. You landed.
15. 27. 12.
12. Table's getting tired. So much death. So much destruction.
It's a lot of running.
20.
You wanted death, but... So, 20,
24
24,
is the first one.
24.
Yeah, 24, 17, 19, 21,
21. We've all had one.
and 20, dirty 20.
Okay, you wouldn't have taken any damage amidst all of that. Now go ahead and roll 1 for the rest of this round. As like Verity and Eira are like cutting more people down, Sable essentially is like kind of hitting some people. They're getting almost like you're casting a spell, but one gets past you and kind of hits you like on the side before you can kind of like blast them away. So you are going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
What did you roll, Eliana?
26.
26.
Would Verity take damage? Because I rolled a 16.
I'm giving certain thresholds.
If it's
for
Okay.
certain
okay. below,
things.
right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's just like a moment of where like there's like a pause of like in this like group of fighting. Essentially you see that's like thinning out and there's different like ones of you kind of taking down different things. And the Eira, go ahead and give me a perception check, please. Guided, I don't know.
15. That was what's guiding.
Oh.
My passive is 18, though.
From a distance from where you are, you see at the palace that there is like, it's like now in view, there's like since it's where you guys are, there is a bit of smoke emerging from one of the windows, and the walls surrounding it are definitely kind of broken and breached. Jack's making his way over to you. He looks at you and says, "Go save your parents. We've got this."
Can you get me there faster?
He goes, "I need to stay with them to keep fighting." And he kisses you again, and he says, use the horse thing you had.
Worst thing. Worst thing. Yeah, so show use or use of Find Steed.
Should someone go with her? There might be more people on the way. I don't know.
And
Yeah, I think she's gone.
So as she kind of like cuts through, I need you to make a series of 3 d20 rolls because you're going to be kind of like
That's what I have left.
cutting down people as you're trying to like cut through the path because now they're starting to come from around behind you all. So even there was a
Me?
horde. Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
you're cutting through some of these cultists to kind of break away.
I have a 30,
30,
a 26,
26,
15.
15. Give me a d12 roll.
Okay. I don't think I've used a d12 in this campaign yet at all. 1.
Damn. Okay, roll it again.
Okay. 1.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe pick a different one.
This doesn't fit my narrative.
No, it's
7.
narrating. Okay, roll it again.
Oh, I see what's happening.
2.
Maybe roll a d20. Let's pivot away from
Only
that.
if I get to add something.
Sure.
Can I guide or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, these are all like sort of attack rolls, so you can be adding the modifiers and stuff to it.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Then 12, 12. 28. No, 18.
Okay.
13.
Okay. I'll take 2 of them away. You still take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
I was rolling a d6 every time it was bad.
I was like, D12, what's happening?
1. 1.
I was trying to supplement the attack that was lower than the other thresholds. So
You're like,
essentially,
I'm going to pivot. Wait, never mind. Your dice are shit.
Your dice suck.
They feel neglected. I've never used them.
Say your d12s are just pissed at you.
I've never used them.
They're like the horses were.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Carry the spirit of the horses.
You essentially cut through these different people, but now the cultists that have like made their way up from different parts of the city are kind of now boxing all of you in. So Jax, Verity, Eliana, and Sable are kind of boxing with this like group of people as you're still kind of just like fighting your way through everything as Eira kind of takes off towards the palace. I'll have you all go ahead and roll a d20 with me.
In Eliana's head, she is like kind of fearful for Eira now because she went off by herself and these cultists want Eira. So in her mindset, like she's worried about that right now.
What are we adding to this?
Just be normal, like you're attacking.
Dirty 20.
15.
20, 15, natural 20,
10.
10. Well, it was good while it lasted, huh?
Yeah, she was good. Now she's a little scared.
All right, go ahead and roll another. You just roll another d20.
Eliana's just like, deja vu, except with alive people this time.
Do I add something?
Just as like an attack roll, yeah.
Oh, 16.
16. Okay, so the first, you're like making like a spell attack, kind of another one again, kind of gets close to you. You hit him again. You're going to take 3 points of damage. And Eira now. What are you doing?
Isn't it fun to have like a bunch of dice rolled out? That was me during the god fight. I was like,
I don't have any d20s left. Use them all.
Nice. So you head off towards the palace as you kind of are starting to encroach through this like.
Is there? Well, there is, but from the direction she's coming in, is there a like entrance that only like the family would know?
Give me a history check. See if you remember in this high stressful moment.
She would, but you know.
Well, the dice will decide.
I had a fucked up thought.
17 plus 8.
Okay.
It's like the secret tunnel I used to hide from my brother. No.
Oh my gosh!
Rough.
I was thinking the secret tunnel she used to go back to her room when she didn't want her parents to know she'd been out partying.
Yeah, like
but
snuck
you
out.
know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other one is an option that we have.
Brother's fucked up. Sorry, me.
So the 20, you know that where the secret entrance is, so you kind of take your horse off to that side of like the kind of like around the wall a little bit and kind of over by like this tree where a like long grass kind of covers a hatch, and you see that it's been broken through and that the normal like access point to get in has been caved in.
In her head, she's like, "Oh, great family reunion."
So you essentially kind of head back to kind of the only other way to get up, and you kind of go forward. Give me a perception check, please.
Uh-oh. Just because I don't trust any of you. 14 plus 8, so 22.
22. You see, standing atop of one of the balconies, your brother.
Ew.
And this is your actual brother.
How high is the... How high is the balcony? Is it higher?
Does my bow reach it? How high is the balcony?
What is the range?
Got a thing. Like D.
It's 112 feet up.
112?
Yep. Roll 2
Jesus
D100s.
Christ, that's a
That was
tall
really-
balcony.
I would like to use a Fixus and her winter arrow of Ice Storm.
Okay.
Fire up. At
Okay.
him.
Go ahead and roll for the attack.
$19. We're on the cusp there. Could or could not.
So I rolled to contest it.
Okay.
It does not make it through.
That.
The
This was a 6, so I'm not
the
surprised.
ice storm, like you kind of like fire the arrow and it almost hits. Like there are still some of the arcane defenses around the palace, which is why like it doesn't look like it's been hit from cannon fire. It's almost like it's been sieged by people closer, like almost like in a vandalism type sense, where like people are breaking down doors and windows and things, but from the inside. So like none of the cannon fire from the ships actually made it to the palace itself. It's all been kind of man-made damage or elven-made damage, I guess. in a
Okay,
sense.
she's gonna head in.
Are you going to try anything else to get up there? So if you want to use your Misty Step, I will allow it in a
No,
certain...
That's only 30 feet.
Right. And there's a way around this. So you can Misty Step to somewhere, and I will have you make an acrobatics check to grab onto something, and then Misty Step again to go farther.
So that'd be great, but I don't trust my dice to do that.
Fair enough.
Okay? Fair enough.
I don't trust them.
All right. Then give me a history check to see... I mean, you probably would. So
I
this is
definitely would.
like a lower DC of remembering which room that balcony was so that you can go the quickest path to get there.
See? So I didn't want to do the damn acrobatics check. 15.
15. You break through the front doors, essentially kind of like desummoning this steed as you kind of just like start running through the palace, essentially heading towards the room that which you know that balcony is attached to.
You're like, no, he's coming with me. My steed
Oh
is
yeah, you're just gonna
following
ride the
me."
horse through the palace. Like probably the one time you'd get a chance to do that. So
Just rampage
I'm gonna
everyone.
make this is a decision roll. We're gonna do it.
okay.
You're gonna do it.
So she's,
you, Mom and Dad.
like the doors have already kind of been broken down anyway. The front
Yeah.
doors. So you ride the horse through the front,
Why not?
and you're kind of riding it through the house, essentially heading to where that is.
Now, does this ethereal horse still go ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk as it goes through the...
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's like, you know,
We're attracting attention.
Your mother senses tingle in the back of her head. She's like, Eira's in the...
she's skateboarding in the house. Go ahead and roll a 2d20s because you're essentially going to have to fight off a couple of cultists to get your way through the castle.
2 25s.
225s. So you make your way through, and you come to this room, essentially, and you kind of this door is not broken in; it's closed.
Is it locked?
Do you try the lock or the doorknob?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At this point, I think the steed would go.
Yeah, I
Uh,
No, I'm gonna have it use its teeth to open the
like-
door.
Like it hoofs the door. So you open the door, and it is not locked.
Okay.
And it swings open, and you see kind of like this like these kind of French doors like leading to that balcony.
I
There's, like,
swear to God, if my bunny is dead.
and
Wee.
there is a like flowing kind of like curtains that are kind of blowing that kind of would be across this, and you see him standing on the balcony, and you hear in your mind, well,
In my
welcome
mind?
back.
In my mind?
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like he's not calling to you; he's speaking to you in your mind.
Can he hear all of us?
Ew.
No,
Okay.
this is just a direct connection he has with you. It's one of his abilities.
That's stupid.
You said French doors, and I was like, wee wee. I heard that, and I tried so hard not to laugh.
I would think after she tried
That's right. We're children.
the ice knife before, she put her bow back and now her daggers are back out.
Okay.
She's still gonna have her little true strike.
Okay.
And I think she's gonna be blinded with rage a bit, and she's just gonna go for a dagger attack to his kidneys.
Okay. So you run through these French doors, and he says, not so fast. And then the what?
Sorry. I'm ruining the moment.
You're not there, Eliana.
Yeah. Frig off, Eliana. And the Warforged that you had encountered before kind of like grabs you from behind. Go ahead and
The one that was absolutely decimated?
no, only his like fist was broken. Like he didn't get beat. He left. Remember?
Oh, I thought he was crushed in the rubble, but okay. I believe you.
So it's going to be a 27. So you have to make a strength check to to contest the grapple. Or no, 28. Sorry.
It's not possible for me to
27.
make that.
If
to
you
fail.
make a natural 20.
Natural 20.
You got one shot, one opportunity
Do not miss.
to seize everything you ever wanted,
Wait.
and you just let it slip.
I didn't, because that's a 20 and it landed on 2. I tried.
So the Warforged
So it's a
kinda
3.
grabs you from behind, and you switch this up here. And your brother turns, because he's been facing over the balcony. He turns over and looks at you, and that's where we're gonna go to break. Pick up on this after the break.
Yay!
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us on this journey so far with us here at Off the Beaten Quest. You're going to start noticing a lot of new things on our Twitch channel now that we are affiliate. You will see a lot of cool emotes designed by our very own Caroline, as well as a lot of other things that we do have in the works. Definitely hit that follow button, or maybe even subscribe so we can bring you a lot more. And do remember, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can use your 1 month free sub. If you're watching on YouTube, consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification button so the YouTube algorithm gods will share this video with a lot of other people like you. Thank you so much again.
My name is Allie Goodell, and I am part of the filmmaking team on this podcast. I play Eliana Silmare. She is an Eladrin elf druid. She actually comes from a family of druids, and she is originally from the Feywild. Her family worships a goddess named Florenia. This was her whole world, was Florenia, was learning about Florenia and the balance of nature and eliminating abominations and the balance of just the world in general. But then when her village was attacked, she ended up going to the material plane, and things were not as they originally seemed. She kind of realized that she was indoctrinated as a child, and so as of right now, her character is still kind of naive, but she's constantly learning about the world around her and trying to figure out what her place is in the world when she finds out her whole religion has basically been a lie. I think one thing specifically to Eliana is that throughout her experience on the material plane, she's been struggling with finding what is right and what's wrong, the truth to things. So her trying to formulate that balance and how she fits in life, I think, is very important to her character. And so seeing the way she interacts with her new goddess, Flossidus, and just the world around her is interesting to me. This cast of characters is definitely something. I feel like there is a lot of chaos, but usually that tends to happen in a lot of D&D campaigns. I feel especially with Dawn and Lukiel's shenanigans, things get a little crazy, and that can be really entertaining. And I also feel like there are some great emotional moments between characters as well. I think there's a great balance that people are gonna love. You can find us at Off the Beaten Quest on all podcast platforms, as well as Twitch and YouTube, and you can also find us on our social medias.
Hi, I'm Allie Fussell. I am doing all of the marketing, project management, keeping everyone on track to get Off the Beaten Quest out into the world. I play level 8 paladin fighter Eira. She is an unconventional paladin. When I built her, she's my first campaign character. When I built her like my favorite gaming characters. So she can kind of do a little bit of everything. She specializes with a longbow and 2 daggers, so she's pretty lethal at distance and up close. She also has a good bit of emotional stuff, which I think the audience can pick out pretty easily, where she loves her friends and her family deeply, but the way in which she does so is not always the way in which they are open to receiving. So she's having to learn and navigate a lot of that. She also has a companion that is a homebrew race called a hop owl. That's half rabbit, half owl. His name is Eira. And is also in a relationship with an NPC that our DM / my husband created named Jax. So you'll get to hear all about that. So in the first few episodes, there are a lot of moments that are very interesting for Eira. One of them is a very special moment with Alyer where he has to make a choice on what his next steps will be. In addition to that, there's some pretty gnarly emotional turmoil that Eira navigates with one of her party members that I think will be interesting for everyone to hear and to listen to get some insight into her backstory. I think the audience is going to find someone in this cast that they relate to, whether it's someone that's just goofy and likes to have a good time, whether it's someone that's serious, that's trying to learn how to loosen up, or whether it's just someone that completely understands who they are and accepts themselves for that. While they might still feel like an outcast, they'll find a bit of themselves somewhere in this campaign and in this cast. You can find us on all major podcast streaming platforms, in addition to YouTube and Twitch, and all social media, which is linked in the caption right down here.
Hi, my name is Caroline Daher, and I am the in-house artist for the podcast. In the campaign, I play Sable Vale. She's a level 9 human grave cleric, and she is flirtatious and theatrical, and she really is just trying to live her life to the fullest, like consequences be darned. And something important for the listeners to know before kind of diving into Sable is that she has a different relationship with her deity, where her deity and her kind of communicate through her tarot cards and through like shuffling on their own and kind of shooting out into the universe, like her opinions. When my character is introduced, I would kind of keep an eye out for right before it, where our DM kind of like hints at my entrance, because there are kind of like little secrets in there that he set up for everyone to realize later on when we rewatch the episodes. As far as this cast and characters, myself included, I really love 2000s rom-com movies, and if you picture the movie Mean Girls, where there's a cafeteria and there's a whole bunch of lunch tables, and each table has a different clique, a different group, this table that we're playing in kind of has a picked person from each group, and we just all mesh and blend together, and it's so seamless and so dynamic. You can find us here on all major podcasting platforms, as well as YouTube and Twitch, and check out our socials linked below.
Hello, my name is Sarah Matlack. I'm kind of a flex role, and so I kind of jump from task to task, just wherever people need me, I'm there. I play a red tiefling named Verity Belladonna. Verity is a rogue warlock, kind of in the trickster fiend area, which can make things quite interesting. Verity does have a mother and a little sister. Her mother is Ilma and her sister is Nadine. She also has the blue human eyes. One of the cool things about Verity is that she is showing as a tiefling, but her mother is actually human. And so one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we had for her character art and everything was that she had blue human eyes, just so we could have both representations of her father, who was a red tiefling, and her mother, who is human. We are a rowdy bunch, and I feel like with each character there is going to be someone you can connect to in a way. And that's another thing I love about this group, is that you can find a way to connect to them. Whether it's through an emotion scene, whether it's just getting drunk at a tavern, or climbing a tree. You just never know. Dreams can show someone your truest desires as well as your darkest fears. And so I would keep an eye out for those dreams and visions, because you might see them pop up every now and then throughout the series. You can find us on all major podcasting platforms, including our Twitch, YouTube, and other social medias.
My name is Justin Fussell. I am the game master for Off the Beaten Quest. Outside of being the game master, I do a lot of writing, world building, filmmaking. Me and my wife, we run Imagistorm Productions together. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun just incorporating a lot of the world building and writing that I do into this, building this campaign overall. It's been really interesting to kind of take the filmmaking background and kind of apply it to being a game master, because essentially a lot of like the players are the actors and you're setting scenes and you kind of just let them freeform in the space versus just any like preconceived dialogue. So it's a lot of fun just to kind of see, you put the situations in their hands and just kind of see what they come up with. I enjoy playing D&D with this group because they're like my found family. It's been, I love everybody that sits at this table. It's been a lot of fun to just be able to kind of build this world with them together. A lot of the way I incorporate this with a lot of the players and the story and stuff has been a lot of collaboration, seeing how their stories intertwine with what I have planned and vice versa. It's going to be a very interesting to see how the people receive everybody. Everybody's got its own different flair, and the way that this team is made up of very colorful characters, I think everybody's going to love them. They're going to find something to laugh with and have fun with, and it's going to be really good. In the campaign, I play a lot of the different NPCs, of course, but the main one that I play is Jax. He's a fighter monk druid, and he came from a tribe of changelings that existed in the Fey realm and kind of had some backstories with different things and different interconnected characters. He's become a love interest and boyfriend of Eira's character. And if you want to know more about Jax's backstory and kind of how it's interconnected with the whole story, you can always check out the prologue. I chose to do a homebrew setting versus an existing campaign just because it was something where I could kind of really just expand and create a universe. I wanted to have something that I can build upon. I honestly like to be able to throw twists and stuff at the players. I think that's the biggest thing I think is really fun. There's a lot of ideas of what's going to happen, where things are going to go. Just as much as they can improv in a setting, I can do the same, and it kind of allows for a lot of really good back and forth. Definitely, if you've checked the prologue, there are some things that happen in episode 62 that is a little bit of an Easter egg that even the players haven't figured out yet, which has been really nice. But it's going to come back around eventually, and it's going to be a really big aha moment. But I think that's one of the biggest things to look out for. It'll be a very blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. But other than that, just being really on the lookout for a lot of just the backstory and the things that how this is going to be building up to as we get into the next arc of the campaign. So they can find us on any of the major podcasting platforms, as well as our social medias and Twitch and our YouTube. All right, and we're back. All right, so before we went on break, you were grappled by the Warforged. As your brother stands before you, he is looking out across the balcony at the siege that's like kind of taken place over the Port of Mar. He says,
Does he pull me out onto the balcony? Like,
you came out onto the balcony and charged him. That's kind of where the grapple happened. He says, look upon the great Port of Mar as it drowns in smoke and light. What you call ruin is only the cracking of an old shell. A necessary pain for something greater to be born. They will call it a siege. They will cry death and despair, but this was a baptism, and I am merely the priest. And he turns to you, and he's holding a leather-bound book. Its pages shimmering faintly with like runes that you recognize to be that of like an old like Marian symbols. This book was never meant to rot on these shelves. It's a map, etched in blood and time, pointing to the Tier of Mar. Small fragment the Emperor used to hide a piece of his power away as a failsafe. And soon, when we reclaim it, the Empire shall rise again. Not as flesh, but as will, as order, as the righteous chain around the throat of a chaotic world. As he steps closer to you, you of all people should understand. Our family was born from the Empire's bones. We are not peasants. We're not wanderers. We're the remnants of something divine. You can feel it, can't you? In your marrow, in your dreams. He raises a hand towards the sky where the plumes of smoke coming from the fires in the city create arcs across the sky. I did not wage war to win land. I needed only your eyes turned somewhere else. While your allies clashed on streets and ships, I reclaimed a truth the world only dared to forget. Let them scream. The people run. Let the scholars mourn the city that I've taken. The eye does not blink. The eye watches the thread, and I weave it. You could have stood beside me. Together we could have reshaped this world in our image, but now you stand in opposition to your own brother. Much like that of our parents. And he throws a bloody dagger at your feet. He snaps his fingers, and the Warforged kind of releases you and kind of stands at attention. And as he kind of releases you, it's almost like you kind of fall, essentially kind of catching yourself. And you see the dagger is an old family heirloom. There's Marian etchings and carvings. And you recollect that as you are running and charging through, you recognize this balcony. This is the balcony outside your father's study. And this is at that moment, this level of the hatred towards your brother, the pain, the anger at the destruction of your home city, and all of the pain that he's caused upon the realm. You feel this burning inside, as if heating from the inside out. This level of pressure kind of filling in your chest. It's like a tightness and pain as this pain and throbbing in your temples and your head as you close your eyes and clenching in pain and open them to be glowing now blue as the veins kind of around your hands and arms begin to almost have this glow of the Marian blue energy. And you stand slowly looking at your brother. And then go ahead and roll for initiative.
I don't trust any of you. $17.
17. And that's without your that's with your modifier.
It's with it, yeah.
Okay, so he got a 17 plus 4, so
Okay.
21.
21.
So in this
Bad
scenario,
guys don't get 21.
am I coming in clear?
I was like, ew.
Don't worry about tapping any spell slots. So essentially, you will just keep all of your spell slots. We'll still follow the same like action, bonus action, reaction kind of scenario. But as far as like, if you want to cast 2 levels, because if you get what, like 2 attacks, right, per action? Is that what your sheet says?
Yeah.
So essentially, if you want to do 2 leveled spells, do 2 leveled spells, like as count for like one of each of the attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because this is essentially as you stand with this glowing blue, he looks to you with a smile as he kind of like raises his hand and clenches his fist as this level of like lime green energy, almost kind of like same as what's happening to you, happens to him, but it's like he can turn it on and off in an instant. And so with him starting the top of the round, he essentially casts Eldritch Blast and hits you with a 23 to hit, so it's a D10 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 9 points of force damage. And then he is going to cast Witch Bolt in the same sense for his bonus action. So that's going to be a 24 to hit, so that's 3d12.
You should use Witch Bolt more, Verity.
I know, that's only at 2nd level.
Can you upcast that?
So it's 19 plus 11. So that's
31. 30.
30.
30. I don't
30
math
points. And then he doesn't move or have a reaction, so that is going to be his turn. So go ahead.
well. How far away is he?
I'd say he's probably about 10 feet away from you right now.
Okay, she's going to close that gap.
Not a large balcony.
And while she closes that gap, she's going to cast Divine Smite.
Okay.
She's going to keep in her mind's eye the conversation with Nylea
Okay.
the whole time. And then Nick gives me 1 extra.
Mm-hmm. So it's
So
like
it's
dagger,
3.
dagger.
3
Yeah.
total.
And it doesn't
Okay.
count as your bonus action to do that.
Okay. So I got a 15.
Okay.
I got a 17 and a 22.
So that's 39?
No. So 1, like.
Oh.
So this is a roll to hit.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
got ahead of myself.
15,
yeah, that was 15. So the
15,
doesn't
17.
hit.
Okay.
17 and the 24 hits.
Okay.
So 2 out of the 3.
So we're gonna.
I was like, we're just at damage. I was like, okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll damage, and then I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
The Divine Smite.
Yep, because that is.
Yeah. So that's 18 total for just the straight hits.
18 total. Okay.
$12, 18 plus 12 is 30.
Cool.
30.
Yeah. So that
38, 41, 42 points.
was that adding the initial 18 that you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That was everything bundled together.
Just put them back to the thing, and I'll just minus the 41.
And then
I don't want to do that math. Lazy.
she's going to action surge.
Okay. Nice.
And then I get both dagger attacks with that again.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't used that yet, so I always forget about it. 18 and 16.
Makes it takes it, yeah. So those both hit.
And then can I do another bonus action or no? You can say no. It's fine.
No.
Okay. You can say no. It's a 9 and...
You already did one, right? Well, the action surge
I did.
is your bonus. No, that's just an ability. So you did you do a bonus action?
I did Divine Smite on the last round of attacks.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah.
Do you have to use a bonus action for Divine Smite?
It's a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At least it's listed on here as a 1 BA.
But you can do Nick again. And so that's because that's like
So this is 8, 9, that's 17 points of damage on that.
okay.
And then an 18 to hit. So
Okay.
that does.
Yep.
And then it's another 9 points of damage.
9.
On the
are
day.
you gonna do any superiority die? Do you have any one of the, like a if it attacks kind of thing?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, I only have 4 superiority die.
You want to use all 4, you can, or you can just use like
I'm gonna use 2 for now.
okay.
I
So
don't.
so what was the damage just now? Just so I can add it.
26.
26. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
I've been keeping track.
That's good. I appreciate it. I didn't remember.
And then the superiority die total is 15.
15. Okay.
How much damage is that for the whole turn?
The 26 plus 40 something.
Plus
It's like-
15.
plus
Like
50.
70 something. Yeah.
Look out, Jax.
I mean, as I say, like, and that's not
Here
even
she comes.
that's not even with the bent rules that we're going off of. So
I mean, it is, because that was... Oh, no, because I action
no,
surged.
yeah, that's all above
Well,
board.
technically it is, because I used Divine Smite 2 times.
I
on
think there's
each
also
hit.
a limit on superiority die.
There's
if I'm
4.
Not mistaken.
I have 4 superiority
like I
die.
think you can only use 1 per thing technically. But
Oh,
What's per?
I can take one off.
Is it per attack? It's because a lot
I
of
can
them
take
say
one
like
off.
it says like when if
I don't
when
know.
attacking you use you can use a superiority die to add 1d8
I figured we were
damage.
just letting shit happen.
That's what I do with Jax all the time. If I add like a d8 to stuff sometimes.
I also haven't really played like a fighter in a
Nope.
campaign.
I
so-
just have 4
Okay.
D8 superiority die, which are expended when used.
Fighters, man.
So,
Okay. So
how does he look?
I mean, he looks like he's covered in blood, but he doesn't look phased. He looks like standing tall, as if like he's enjoying the fight.
It's the ego.
Ew. Ew.
You heard it.
He is going to use. Where is it?
Have we described him?
I don't think so. I don't, because this is like the first time you're seeing him, so the audience hasn't heard what his
Yeah.
description is.
Should I do that while you're...
I mean, you can do that. I'm looking for something on the sheet.
Yeah, so he's like 5'11", right at 6 foot. Actually, he's 5'11" and 3/4 and tells everyone he's 6 foot. He's thin. He's like rail thin. Super long. Super long, like almost black hair that's kind of stringy, but like it works. And he's got really sharp features. He's got a really defined jawline, pointed jaw, really like locked in, like pointed nose. His ears are a bit longer and they're thin. Like they get really thin. We're like not like Eira looks more like it, I guess in this realm more of an iPhone face. So they're not as like long and like traditional. His is like almost like he's willed himself to be that way. Yeah, and he always dresses like he's always very clean. He looks like he smells bad, but he doesn't. That makes sense. Probably doesn't, but
I've never seen someone very clean but also look like they smell.
it's the hair because the hair looks
Okay,
greasy,
Gotcha.
but it's
that makes sense.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's like thin, but it looks greasy.
Like
My hair when I don't shower for 5 days.
like worm tongue?
Well then, girl.
What?
Worm tongue from like
The internet's gonna be like, how do you not know who Wormtongue is? I'm like, I don't.
it's
From Harry
a
Potter.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, no, sorry guys.
Wait, no.
I fell asleep through it.
Am I thinking the wrong thing? Is worm tongue?
Hair wise, based on the goog, hair wise similar.
The
Yes.
goog?
You're right. You're right.
So you said the goog.
Let me make sure.
Oh, the
Yeah, it's-
Google. Okay.
I mean-
I was like, what is? I was like, is that a
Lord
thing of his feature? Is a goog? Like, okay. So he's gonna use his Fey touched, Misty Step, and he's going to essentially use that trait to pop behind you.
Okay.
Now being within 5 feet of his ally, he is going to
He was already within 5 feet of me.
No. He's 5 feet of his ally now. The
okay.
Warforged. So that is going to be a dirty 20 to hit. And a 19 for the second one. And then he has Nick. So that is 24 to hit for that one. So all 4 of them hit.
You didn't know this, but I had the shield fixed, and...
Yeah, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not yet. Not yet, you didn't. It's 5, 7, 6... 18, and then he's going to do sneak attack on top of that. $19 on top of that. So 19 plus, what did I say?
37 total?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That sounds about right.
Look at me. Mom, I'm learning how to do math. Took me 31 years, and we're there. Whoops, age myself. Oh no! Stop talking.
And gosh. I don't know what's happening. Anyway.
Just shoving the microphone in Caroline's
Shove it in her
face.
mouth.
So she-
Leave me alone.
And so then he's going to cast as his bonus action. He's going to cast Moment to Think. And so everything around you, time stops. And so
Work for both of us?
Nope. It says when you cast a spell, you briefly stop time for everyone but yourself. You can take one additional action and move around in your space while no time passes for other creatures. That action can be used only to take the search, the study, or utilize action. Furthermore, you can't affect or damage any creature or object other than objects you are wearing or carrying. If an object leaves your hand, it also becomes frozen in time.
This used to be a spell in D&D 5e. I'm like, did they rename it? Because it sounds exactly the same. I'm like,
I'm just gonna say, before you do whatever you're gonna do, you want this to go longer. She has 18 HP. That's all she has. So if you want to keep having fun, do less than 18 HP.
Okay. So he's going to take the second to stop the time, and since it's objects that leave his hand stop in time, he takes a dagger in his hand and he throws it at you, and it immediately stops right in front of his hand. So it leaves his hand but stops in motion. And then he essentially goes, and then the dagger hits you as the time resumes. So it just like kind of came out of nowhere. And you're going to take an additional 3 points of damage. I didn't add like the +4 or anything.
It's gonna be a lot more than that. Before I said I only had 18 left. I feel like you were gonna load that up with a few more things.
No, that was it. He just essentially was just trying to do like a quick, like, almost like kind of like a fuck you to
Yeah.
you, since he could like stop time and resume it.
Is he done?
Yeah.
Okay. Shut up, menus I'm not asking for. Don't know what that means. Okay. Verity, I need you. Hey, Verity, what are you doing? Come here.
And he says, "Come on, Eira. You did better when we were children. You used to train with daggers all the time. You seem a little rusty."
Yeah, well. Can't read fast enough.
Me, IRL. I would be ready.
I'm enjoying the fight very much.
You're on your way.
Okay.
watching it.
Oh, okay.
Slow-mo running.
It's funny too, because at one point, like, everything stopped for a second, and then you guys like, what the fuck was that? You're across the city.
This. Decision time. Didn't help.
Was it a 10?
No. Does it seem like when he says stuff like that, does it seem like there is like he wants to like win her over and like get them on the same side, or he just wants her dead?
Go ahead and roll for insight.
That's an action then.
Nah, it'll be outside the like what we're doing.
12.
12.
Well, I saw that jaw clinch. He went,
Yeah. Not really. That's
No.
not what he's doing. It's more antagonistic. Only rolled a 4 plus 4. It's not very high. 8. It's only 8. I can count that on my fingers.
Genuinely, guys, I know all the things she could do, but I'm like, I want to do something really cool, and I don't have anything really cool because I already did all the really cool stuff. Anything you do is
that
cool.
71 was like a lot of your
Like-
bag of tricks.
Like, how do I come back? How do I do more than that?
Do it again.
I can't do it again.
Can't action surge again.
Yeah, it's once.
You only get one per long rest.
Yes.
Channeling my Nina.
I need her. $21. And 16. Those hit.
21 and 16, those both hit. You doing some daggers?
Yeah. And then I
Don't forget
need.
Nick.
I'm not there yet. One thing.
Old good old Nicky.
Who's Nick?
Oh wait, that's 3d8. I'm divine smiting again. So that's for the first one. And then this is for the second one. 1, 2, 3. Boop, 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 boop. So we have 11,
Okay.
13, 18. That's 24 points of damage with the first one.
Are you using your superiority die to do that?
No, that's divine smite with the 3d8.
On top of your hit?
Mhm.
Like every hit?
It's a bonus action. 9.
Where the hell has that been?
Shut up. 17.
Shut up, Dad!
20. 24 points
Nick
of
and
damage
his brother
with the
Knack
second.
we're hired to kill someone in a rice field.
48.
It's a Nick Knack paddywhack.
And then Nick's gonna miss. So that's 48 total damage.
Oh, Nick. He
Okay.
tried his best.
The joke is back. So you, with that, like those few slashes, you sense he like takes a step back, and the Marian power in both of you fade as he catches his breath and says, "You think this was all about conquest, about thrones, about empires? You still don't see it, do you?" And as the rest of the group finally catches up, so now Verity, Eliana, Sable, and Jax.
I think when he says that, though, she's gonna look at him and be like, what the fuck is up with everyone telling me exactly what they mean and then saying later, that's not what I meant?
You see that he slowly his hood's been up this whole time. And you notice that it hadn't really moved amidst like all of the different fighting and stuff.
Oh, it's not him.
So he takes the hood off, and his shoulders begin to kind of tremble, not from weakness, but from something else. His voice shifts, proud, a little bit more slower and reverent now, but with a tinge of something else. His sickening crack as his head jerks unnaturally to the side. Do you know why I need the Tear of Mar? Why it was buried beneath lies and memory? Why every name that touched it faded from history like ash on wind? And as he lowers his head, his breath kind of hitches a bit as a second voice joins his own, rasped, layered over his like wind. Because it was never meant to be found. It was meant to keep me alive. And you see that he reaches up and he takes the hair on his head off as it was a wig.
Oh, it's just a wig.
And you see as he turns a second face, waxen and necrotic, emerging from the back of his skull. Its eyelids are fused with gold threads, its mouth cracked with age. It's speaking not through its lips, but through Perilous himself. I am the Emperor of Mar, the revolution of the Empire, Emperor Raylan Amara, and I was thought to be dead until he called me back. Perilous, now standing tall, turns, his head barely moving, as if no longer fully in control, the eyes glowing again faintly, not like it was before. Your brother was not born. He was chosen, sculpted, trained not to lead, but to host. Body born of royal blood. My blood. Our blood. And he locks eyes with Eira. His voice kind of grows a little softer and darker. That's right, sister. You are of the same line. We were never just children of nobles, or scions of the first throne. Hidden by our mother, smuggled into anonymity so that this rebirth would never come to pass. She lied to you, to us. She tried to sever the chain of inheritance. Blood, dear sister. Blood remembers. And now we are two of three. He my vessel, and you my key, and the tear my soul. With it I shall unmoor death and rewrite the pact of the gods, and the Marian Empire shall rise not as a nation, but as a godhood upon the bones of history. And Perilous steps forward as and he kind of takes his hand and this green, almost circular kind of arcane thing as he turns. These massive energy tendrils coil around the whole party. And as these kind of come up from the ground and grab each one of you, Jax counterspell. Jax begins to start shape-shifting almost frantically. It seems like he's shifting into different shapes and in sizes to avoid being grappled by the coils. And as Perry is stepping forward, he's kind of holding out his hands, and his ring kind of glows as a circle kind of forms on the ground and begins to glow, and the Warforged takes a step forward, kind of turning to follow behind Perry. Jax is able to escape the tendrils. And with a charging lunge, he holds his hand out and lands a massive blow on the Warforge's spine. and the lime green glow that was kind of coursing through the body of the Warforged shifts to blue as the Warforged looks around and says,
Where am I?
and he steps backward out of the circle. And Perry/the Emperor turns as the teleportation circle begins to illuminate, and he says, "Foolish worm," and holds his hand out and fires a spell at Jax. Jax is blasted back with a force as his body rolls across the balcony. He sits lifeless at the edge of the railing. Well, not lifeless, but motionless. Sorry. Got ahead of myself.
That's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Perry,
You said how?
I want to know how far I am away from this
so is it,
monstrosity of a living thing.
you're probably like 10 or 15 feet-ish.
Can I move?
Not with being grappled by these tendrils, no.
How do I get out of it?
Perry essentially had fired the spell just as the circle kind of illuminated, and he disappeared, and the circle that was on the ground kind of like fades into this like green kind of dust into the air.
Mm-hmm.
And as he disappears, the Warforged kind of like moves back in this like tremble, almost like if it's like has an unnatural fear of just where it is, its own existence. And the energy kind of tendrils kind of slowly fade as you all are kind of like released. You kind of like fall to the ground as you kind of catch yourselves, because they were kind of holding you up like a little bit in the air. And now you are left on this balcony with Jax laying motionless across next to the railing.
Eira's gonna sprint over to him and give her the full 30. Like, lay on hands.
It doesn't work.
Oh, Sable's gonna run over and try spare the dying?
Yeah, I was like,
It doesn't work.
Is he breathing?
Not right now.
So he is dead then.
Not necessarily.
So we're on the balcony?
Mm-hmm.
What is the city doing? Is the siege still happening?
You see in the distance, there is
And what time of day is it? Sorry.
it's like evening.
Okay.
You see in the distance, kind of in the sky, as you're kind of like looking at the city and kind of around, the other 4 airships are slowly approaching the city.
oh, there's 4 more.
They were the 4 that had left the airport when you arrived.
Okay. Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So these are the missing airships, correct?
Along with the other 4 that Jax essentially took down above the city, yeah. There's 8 in total.
Did your spare the dying do anything?
I don't think so. Did yours?
I was gonna try, but I was like, if yours didn't do anything. And she tries her spare the dying.
Nothing happens.
Flossidus!
Caliph?
Calling for her guys.
The air is silent.
Flossidus, where is he?
Can I try and see if there's kind of like when we were in the astral plane, there was the like string that came from us, that light.
In order to do that, you would have to speak to somebody.
Hell. It sounds like 5th grade field day for him. I mean, there's
I
just
know.
kind of endless souls down in the city for him to just
Oh my god, you're
feed on.
right.
So,
For Jax, yeah. Verity's going to reach out. I'm in need of your service.
Oh, really?
help him. And she kind of looks to Jax.
And how do you propose I do that?
I don't know. I figured you'd have ideas.
I suppose I lost a bit of jurisdiction on your compatriot there.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Never seen this kind of magic before. Or at least not in a while.
Not in a while.
Friend's not gone. He's certainly not here.
Could he be in the astral plane? Like my friend was?
No. I wouldn't know.
And this isn't... We can't hear Erebus, right?
No.
The doors are unlocked. Doesn't mean I have to go out the doors. So, I would know if he's here or not.
Verity's gonna turn to the group. Because I imagine all this was in her head.
Mm-hmm.
This is old magic, even like I assume older than Erebus can really remember. He can't do anything to bring him back.
Was Poppy with the group when they came up? No.
They came to your aid, essentially, kind of.
Yeah.
The running assumption would be that the rest of the people that are your friends and things like that would have stayed to kind of continue to help the city as they would come to your aid.
Does it seem like things in the streets are calming down or no?
For now.
I'm gonna ask a wild question to you, Eliana. Can you wild shape into something that can get Jax? I'm assuming there's an infirmary in the palace. I don't think they would need to leave to go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the infirmary. There are clerics down there.
Yeah.
Is he dead? She looks at Verity.
No, he's alive, just not fully here, somewhere else. Not the astral plane.
You know what I'm getting sick of? People being here but not being here.
You said it's old magic.
Yeah.
Which we know that because of who was just here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how old Flossidus is, but she basically split herself apart to save the universe when Mar kind of did its whole thing. So maybe she might know. I don't know. But I can get him to the infirmary.
I need to find my parents.
Okay.
Because they're apparently dead, but I don't know that I believe that.
Gonna try one last thing before I go. And I'm at 5th level.
Okay.
I'm gonna press my hands into his chest, almost like trying to do like a electric shock. I'm going to try and cast Dispel Magic at 5th level, my highest spell slot I can cast it at.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's probably not gonna do anything, but
You kind of essentially it's almost like this, like you push this massive amount of almost like negative magic energy into him, and you feel this like almost like reverberation in your hands as it kind of like shoots back, almost like when you hit your funny bone, and like that like heat / like sensation goes up your arm, and you hear in your mind,
oh god.
"Not so fast.
Okay.
This one's mine."
And who are you? Sorry, there's a guy talking in my head, guys.
Verity would know.
It's Erebus. Maybe. You said you would know who he is.
Verity's just
It's your
like,
fucking dad, isn't it?
I don't know why, but I imagine Verity would like,
Like mind meld.
like, okay, maybe this will work.
to try and for me to talk to Erebus? Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't know, I was just like,
What's happening?
like, maybe there's like a physical connection. Maybe the voice could go into her head.
Oh, so Verity can listen in on the conversation?
It's like putting your ear up against a wall to see if you can hear into the room next to you. Like,
I mean, maybe if in your head you repeat everything that they say, but the telepathic way.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Just like reiterating it.
Ask again. Like,
Hey. I'm so casually
Say what you just
speaking
said
to
one more
this
time.
man in
The
my
voice
head.
is gone.
Yeah.
It only appeared in the instance of you trying to use that spell.
It didn't work. There's something that's gripping a hold of him.
So he's not a corpse, right?
So he's not breathing.
Okay.
There's no pulse, but his body is not getting cold.
Okay.
I mean, that would take time, longer than we've been here.
Yeah.
so is he in like a coma then?
But like, like when like a body starts, like lips kind of start turning blue essentially over time, right? But there seems to be even somebody of like your persuasion with like the grave kind of cleric and stuff. Something's missing.
Okay, so Sable can probably feel like her circle of mortality is not going to work. She's not going to be able to pull him out of it. Okay.
What does Circle of Mortality do?
I just restore maximum HP with my dice rolling.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's essentially if it's like a healing type situation, something.
But he's not a corpse. He's not a corpse. So a lot of the things I do can't help him.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong. So Jax's soul isn't in his body.
No. At least not from what Erebus has said. That's kind of the assumption.
All right, guys, we gotta make a move. It looks like those airships are coming. I'm gonna get him to the infirmary. Where should I meet you guys? Back here? What are we doing?
Wait 1 second.
Okay.
And she's going to go up to Jackson. I know he's not necessarily a corpse, but it says other remains. And she's going to just cast gentle repose on his body
Good
just
call.
to make sure that he can't be reanimated or he can't become undead. And he's protected from decay. So his body won't decay as we figure this out.
Okay.
So she's going to lean down to Jax and she's going to touch his little dead shoulder. Just be like, we're going to figure this out. And she's going to lay her... Well, I guess her tarot cards are kind of floating around her, so she's just going to have them fall gently on him and then walk away.
Eira's going to look at Eliana because she's the only one that's been here before. You know the dining hall that we had dinner in last time we were here?
Yeah.
We'll meet there.
Okay.
The first thing Eira's going to do is she's going to go around the rest of the study to see if there are familiar bodies in the room. Is the dagger still there?
Yeah, it's still on the ground. And I was looking for this as you were doing this. The 10 of Cups falls out of your tarot cards reversed onto his body as you're doing that.
Okay, can you remind me what that is?
So from what it says on this one, shattered dreams, broken family, domestic disharmony.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Can someone secure him with my rope when I turn into an eagle?
I can do that. Do I need to make any
It's
rolls
always
for...
so violent.
It's very violent. It's nature.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do I need to make any rolls for tying or just...
Give me a sleight of hand check.
That one?
I got it.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I have a +8 to that.
Falls
but-
off.
She's a rogue and has such a plus to it, so it's not as good either.
Dirty 20.
30-20. Okay, so you're able to like secure him to the.
Sable was less
You're a giant. You
emotionally
couldn't
invested.
just like.
That's not true.
I wanted to be like gentle.
Oh, okay.
but
That's
yeah,
fair.
kind of.
Also, if I have to land,
Oh yeah.
how do I
that's-
land with my
that's true.
feet?
Um,
Step on him.
So he ties him to your back, right? And you're able to kind of like fly through the castle to the infirmary. I'm gonna have you make an investigation check to look around, like you were. Okay. And what is it you're looking for?
Dead parents.
Oh, 'cause I thought you were looking around the study, so that's why.
Yeah, for dead parents.
There's nothing. There's nobody in the study.
There's no dead.
She has picked up that dagger though.
Okay.
She's gonna just go through all the places that she would think initially her parents would be. So I don't think in a siege their bedroom would be it. So probably to the offices,
Okay.
maybe even the war room. If they're not there, then we'll go back to like the cozy house part. But so I don't know how she needs to get there, or like what she'll encounter on the way. But
Sorry.
Go ahead.
While Ira's looking around the study, can I do detect magic on the transportation circle?
Like the remnants of where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't have to roll for that.
I'll say no, you don't. I was just letting you roll with it and see.
Thank
No
you.
pun intended.
It was an 8.
An 8. Okay. You kind of kneel down to kind of detect magic on this, the remnants of where it was, or at least because there's no like markings on the ground. It's essentially kind of faded. And Sable, as you're putting the tarot card back, like kind of like sliding it back in the pouch, two like pop up, like out of the, like almost like you're kind of stuffing it in, but something pops out instead. And it is the death card and the devil card.
death is my
Not
favorite card in
necessarily a bad
tarot.
card.
It's a good card, actually.
Yeah. The devil card.
It's a bad card.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how that one
Card's a
falls.
good
It's a
one.
bad card.
And you investigate this circle. I'm still gonna have you roll for Arcana, just because this is a very higher level magic than what you're able to cast.
I love how it was still an 8. 8,
Still an
9,
8.
10, 11.
Still confident.
Still wrong.
Yeah, you essentially can't discern. You know that it's a teleportation circle, but it's something of. It was very highly upcast. It was something that. Most of the time, teleportation circles leave a remnants, and this one didn't. So this is something that it was either pre-planned or, something that was temporary.
Gotcha.
Did your brother live here?
She's not with you anymore.
Oh, never mind. Did her brother live here?
You know,
Verity's not gonna know.
Verity kind of looks around and is like, we're the two people that don't know this place and we're just
I know,
left.
you
You just
left
guys
on
got
the balcony. You can quickly just, like leave to try to go catch up with Eira if you would like, but
Eira!
So, while you're searching around the castle, and you essentially see in one of like kind of the outside of like in the hallway where like the bedrooms and stuff are outside of your parents' room, there's a spot of blood on the ground. Kind of like a small like pool, not a very large one. And you open the door and you see your mother holding your father. And he is essentially has it's like the blood is like kind of on his like the stomach, or at least like on this part of his shirt and stuff like that. And you can see that she's holding his side.
She's gonna enter the room, but at the same. How far away is this chamber from where we just were? If I yelled
60,
like
70 feet, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, so close.
Well, like it depends, like how far from his study is their bedroom, as far as what you remember of the house.
You tell me. I didn't put a floor plan.
Your house.
I mean, she's gonna scream for Sable.
Okay.
Sables are coming.
Do you respond so Eira knows?
Oh my gosh, we're telepathic.
Hey, you guys have telepathy.
To fucking
I don't
screaming.
think I do not think
She's
in
not in
this
the
kind of a
mindset.
moment
No,
she's
yeah.
gonna
would
do
do
that. But she's gonna
Fair.
go in to the room, and she has a few things she can try while Sable is waiting. Are we now using spell slots?
Yes.
She's going to cast. Do I want to do that or want to do that? Which one's more? We're going to do. Does it look like her mother has any damage? She's taken any? She hurt at all or anything?
No.
So there's only one girl he hits. Fuck that. She's gonna cast Aid to attempt to restore 5 points of healing
Okay.
to her father. And then the full... Because she's only at 15 HP, but fuck it. Then the full 30.
Okay. So, your mother kind of notices you coming in and says, "Eira, what are you doing? How did you get back to the boat?" And your father kind of is like, "Eira," and he's very much alive. And as you get closer, you recognize that like he was like kind of only like sliced in the side. So like he's not like fatal or anything like that. It's just he was attacked.
She's still gonna fully like give him everything that she can.
Essentially, so it kind of like seals up the wound and stuff. So he's able to kind of like, still kind of weak, but he still gets up.
Look, he was attacked and he's old.
And you put two and two together, right? Very quickly. I would think that like your brother was just trying to fuck with you, and then like he got what he wanted essentially, as far as like getting the rise out of you and invoking this like anger, and he wasn't there, like he said before. He wasn't there for destruction. He was there to distract. So.
Hello?
Is Perry still here?
No, he's gone. And he has the old emperor living on the back of his head? You wanna tell me why he's telling me that you're not my father? Vader?
It's like the reverse Darth Vader. You're not my father. He kind of like your mother and father make eye contact and then kind of like look back at you and says, "I mean, I've been your father since you were born. That's never changed.
Okay. Yes.
But no,
However,
I'm not your blood father. Your mother and I have talked about it a lot and reconciled, and there was a situation where oh no, I've changed the lore. I totally
you have
remember.
from what we
yeah.
discussed, this is not at all.
I gave a twist
to be honest,
myself.
as player, I'm not okay with this decision because of what we've discussed behind the scenes.
Like, how does the grandma factor into that?
Right.
Well,
Do we need to retcon?
no. In the speech, he didn't say that he was your father. He just said that you were related.
I thought he said father.
I don't think
He said our blood.
Yeah.
My blood, our blood.
Okay.
So,
She's gonna assume that. So let's retcon that a little
I'm gonna
bit.
fix this. He says,
I'm gonna fix this.
your father, your mother and father, your mother and I have talked a lot about telling you this. There were some things about your grandmother that we tried not to make a big deal in our family, not to affect our lineage, but your mother is the daughter of the Emperor that destroyed Mar.
Then why isn't he coming for you? She's looking at her mother.
Because and just to kind of like sum it all up, your mother and father described a situation where Perry had attacked your father to try to get the rise that he got out of your mother. And didn't like, there was something where your brother was looking for something or something to happen from your mother and it didn't happen, which is when he kind of pivoted to leave and like go find the book or go to the study essentially. It's like enforced your father to unlock it so that he could get in there, or steal the key, one or the other.
Yeah. You could have picked a lock.
And so essentially, the inference you gather is that whatever's happening in your blood has skipped a generation, which is why your mother isn't relevant to the situation, and it's inside of you and Perry.
Keep going. I need to.
Oh, Gabe.
Sorry, I have a special needs cat, guys. I'm sorry.
You a CP. Okay. Kitty asthma. Kitty asthma. Oh. And so that's in theory, that's why like he wasn't coming after your mother. All right, I'm good now. Put me down. I don't want to be in this camera. Okay. So yeah.
Sorry, I have priorities.
No, that's fine.
Keeping him alive is, a little higher than this. Sorry, guys.
Now Gabe has appeared at the table.
He looks like he's saying thanks, Ma. He's like stretching and living on the door.
And why was that not relevant information? Because I've been attacked several times. I've been kidnapped, almost killed a few times. I'm assuming Sable and Verity are like here for this.
Yeah.
I don't know if like
they had caught up essentially amidst like that explanation.
I don't know if either one of you chime in or what, but so like it would have been super cool to have like known this information.
Well, it wasn't something that your father and I seemed. We built a life in a separation from the Empire, and we didn't want that to be affiliated with us anymore, given the state of things. And if the Tawns were, well, not the Tawns, that it would have been something that the people may not have rallied behind us in.
Well, you know how illnesses and things run in families, and how it's important for younger generations to understand the ailments of the older generations, so when they go to a healer, they can give a full family history on what's wrong so they can be properly diagnosed. I feel like this is a proper example.
The education of medical history, folks.
That's how I found out my dad was a sperm donor.
Fun.
We are just sharing so much information about ourselves tonight, guys.
So, in theory,
Eliana? No.
it's something that I would think that your parents didn't know.
What do you mean?
They're
What did they find out?
they knew as far as like this, like the thing that's going on with your blood and things like that. That was something that they were not aware of.
Okay, but like the whole like
your bloodline, yes. Like, I'm sorry, the 23andMe does not exist in Aarencia.
It's her mom though.
So it's something where you gotta give me a history check. I'm not just gonna keep doing this. You don't get this for free.
Why not? 23.
So, I mean, you understand
23.
the societal implications that
23
23andMe.
and me.
The societal implications of that being Marian was something that like it was.
If anything, the worst that could happen is I'd be crazy.
People didn't like Marians. They blamed Marian elves for what happened to the realm.
Yeah, but they couldn't.
And in the people from the Gallade Mountains and all of the refugees from Mar that came to Port of Mar to settle there would not have followed your parents or...
Yeah. What Eira's getting at is her being told about her lineage. Not everyone
Much like
else in the
things
realm
of the
knowing.
Past, some people don't want to dwell on it. They wanted to move forward.
She vehemently disagrees with her parents' poor decision making, but it's fine. They're living life for the first time too, so it's okay.
I mean, what is life? Like, I mean, we live in a society.
They're boomers.
God bless. Okay.
They're not boomers. They're progressive boomers.
They're like 300 years old. They're more than...
They're progressive boomers.
Technically, they're like older than that.
I don't know how old your parents are. I just know you're 100.
They're like they're older middle age. Actually, no, they're older. They're like probably early elderly.
So, from what you learned before, that the downfall of the Marian Empire happened around what is now colloquially known as like year 1. This is now the year 1122, and your mother was a young girl when this like happened.
Perry was alive.
Well, I guess like equivalency of like early to late,
early adulthood,
early 30s, late 20s. Like,
damn,
had your brother young.
Yeah,
this girl's succeeding the elven lifespan. She's thriving out here.
Marian elves, man, it's a different steed. And so, like, there's a thing where like it was something that they just tried to erase from their lineage and just erase from history in order to forge anew, which is what the Tons and, frankly, the Port of Mar was founded upon. So I'm sorry that this news comes at a bit of a shock. And, frankly, it's the only reason that we've created this port and forged this city so close to the Centurion Spire.
With the massive dragon on the inside.
It's there to protect the machine.
Just before we move on, I just want to point out, for just blow past the fact that your son is more psychotic than he used to be. He's done something to my partner, and I believe he is dead but not dead, and that needs to be solved. So any stuff that lives in your head about ancient Marian magic needs to be solved before we do anything else.
Well, I mean, we were always told the Emperor was powerful and, frankly, had lost his mind, which caused everything that happened. As far as anything else, we don't really know.
Do you know anything about in-between places?
Not really.
We've visited 2.
In theory, it's like one and the same, but yeah.
In her head, they look different. Because none of the gods are responding. Her delightful little fiend buddy has decided not to help.
All I'm going to say is that not everyone has all the answers.
Well,
And
We can still ask.
Yeah.
Sorry you're hurting. Is there anything he was looking for? Is there a reason why he needed your study?
Yes, he took your old grandfather's book.
I saw the book.
It was something that was in our family that we never knew it was more than a rumor, but before your grandmother and grandfather left the Gallade Mountains,
Don't call him that.
they left something there that was sealed away. It was something that our people in the mountains were forced to secure, I guess, guard, you could call it. I mean, it was frozen very deep within a mountain in the Gallade. That, like, the Emperor called it the Tear of Mar. And there was a book that explained how it was guarded, why it was guarded, where it was, how to potentially make sure it was secure.
Is that where he's going?
Yeah,
Do you know where it is?
I know where the book is.
I mean, if I had to guess.
I don't have to guess.
But that's, well, to answer her question of, like, is that where he's going?
Mhm. This is Sable, and this is Verity.
Verity kind of.
And, like, your mother kind of, like, props your father up and is like, oh, I'm sorry, I wish I was meeting you under better circumstances. Is the city all right?
No.
No.
The fucking manic, like, response.
You've had 4 different airships fall either in the harbor or directly on the city. Your forces did a well enough job protecting as many people as they could. I don't know what the losses are. Are you in any condition to clean this up, or do I need to stay back and handle this myself?
I can try to muster my spirits, but... And he tries to, like, stand, and, like, your mother
She's
kinda, like,
kind of talking to both of them. Because her mother is not just some little cute housewife.
No, yeah. I have to tend to your father. I can't risk anything happening to him. I mean, I know you healed him, but I need to get him down to the infirmary. Make sure
Put
that
him
he's
next
good.
to the changeling. She's very much treating her parents like they are
And
part of her team, not as if they are her parents in this moment.
And-
She's exceedingly disappointed in their lack of response.
to what?
Just how the whole thing has gone.
Like the city?
Mhm.
I mean,
She would
that's
not.
fair
She wouldn't.
from her perspective.
She'd hoped that, like, they would be down protecting the city with the people, not holed up in the house where her brother would have had a chance to get to them. Again, that's her
perspective.
yeah.
In the infirmary, you essentially kind of like swoop in, and all like some of the nurses and stuff are like, oh, like freaked out, like this giant eagle just flies into the infirmary. And do you shift back?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's still like tied to your back. I'm just kidding. No, you untied him first. And they say, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?"
He's not alive, but he's not dead. There's a lot of old magic surging through his body, and we need to figure it out.
It's like, okay, bring him over to this bed, and she kind of like escorts you over to like one of the beds, and they kind of like help you lay him down on the bed. And she says, "All right, I'll get some of the other clerics in here and see what we can do. I don't know if it's old magic. I don't know if we're not getting a pulse or any type of breathing. But we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
You're going to have to give us some time.
Well, my most powerful dispel magic did not work, so good luck.
And kind of like nod in this like silent kind of agreement of like, we're gonna do our best.
I'm gonna like look out the window to like look at the impending doom outside. Like, is there a direct threat coming for the infirmary?
Not for the infirmary.
Okay.
The airships are very like still slowly approaching, if not like very close to like being over the city.
How far is the infirmary from where we were?
It essentially is, I want to say like,
I would think it'd be on like the ground level.
yeah, it was like a couple floors below. Like, you know, you'd have to like.
I would assume that you would have gone out the window and then down and around.
In my head, I didn't think the infirmary was in the castle. I thought it was like a separate building.
Oh no, they
So
don't.
I was like, oh.
They don't leave to go to the doctor.
Okay.
Oh,
The doctor's in the building.
not that special healthcare system.
Yeah.
Sovereign.
So yeah, so essentially it's like,
Right.
you know, it's like they have like their own healers and stuff.
So I'm gonna telepathically ask.
Ira, do you want me to leave him here, or I don't know if we want him alone?
When in the conversation with their parents does that happen?
Kind of at the end. Like your mother and father essentially are leaving to like walk down to the infirmary.
Ira's gonna send a message back and just says, I'm on my way down.
Okay.
So she's gonna walk down with her parents.
Okay. After a brief bit of time, you all kind of convene in the infirmary. The other some of the like nurses and clerics and stuff kind of rush over to like your father and kind of bring him to another bed, and your mother kind of like is talking with the nurses and says, "Okay, I need to get out there. This isn't over. I've got a lot more work to do." And she kind of like leaves in a hurry, essentially to go kind of like suit up, in a sense.
Are you okay, Eira?
Yeah, Ira, you don't look so good.
Up to this point, I think she's forgotten that she's only at 15 HP. Just a heads up, my computer's on the fritz, so whatever you do, just write it down so I can plug in the HP later.
Got it.
It's been restarting for 3 minutes, so
Oh no.
yeah, it dropped internet, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so she's like forgotten. I think that she is gonna go over and like, none of you were here for this. Ali G was. Eliana was not here for this.
Hey.
There was one other instance of Jax being in a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think Ira's just gonna go over and sit on the bed and just like looking down at him. I think she's gonna like take off her like weaponry for a second. And yeah, I think she'll probably like grab his hand and then just like go into a silent like prayer to like Nylea. My computer's in the fritz, so if you need me to check for anything, I'm gonna need you to tell me what my modifier is.
Okay. Is it like frozen?
Internet dropped and now it's restarting, and it's been restarting for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Laptop's frozen.
Sorry.
TV's frozen too.
I've never seen that reference. I don't
is
know
that?
what you're
It's like
referencing.
this like Vine or TikTok or something where like these two Australians are like saying stuff, but it's like every time they keep saying something's frozen, it's like the Frozen logos, and then it's Frozen 2 on the TV.
Oh yeah, I've
It's
seen
like,
that. I've seen it. It's been a long time. I've seen that.
yeah.
Yeah. So I told them if anyone gives me healing, just to write the number down so I can add it later.
Yeah, Sable's gonna come up behind you while you're taking care of Jax, and she's just gonna gently touch your shoulder. And then as she does it, she'll do her cure wounds on you. And I'll write it down.
Okay.
And
I also can, though. I have paper here.
not long after, you hear like sounds of like clanging footsteps as the Warforged appears in the infirmary and says,
I'm sorry, can somebody tell me what's going on? I don't know where I am.
You're at the Port of Mar. Do you have a name?
It's Grade 6. I'm not sure how I got here. I've been in stasis for a long time, and I'll remember waking up somewhere and then everything went dark again. And now I saw all of you for a moment, or at least her, and
gestures at Eira, and
then I ended up here. I appreciate you getting him out of my head.
You have a head in there? You have a brain in there?
Something like that.
Eliana's like,
Can't just ask people if they have a brain.
welcome to Eliana's little last hint of prejudice against machines. 'Cause they're not nature. So like her old god's teachings were like nature, like blah blah, this is an abomination. So she's like still like a little off put, but she's like trying to be like, hey.
Trying to be better.
Do you have any idea what might have been done to our friend?
Not really. I saw the spell, and it seemed like some of the magic from, I guess,
and he like looks around like,
I guess my time. But I hadn't seen that in well over 1,000 years.
Eira, how old is Old Mar? How long ago was that?
what did you try to roll?
Insight.
No, okay.
Sorry, I was thinking.
11:21.
That's not what I was thinking about. The Tear of Mar, what do you know about it?
I mean, that's... How do you know about that?
The 1/1s that were controlling you are likely headed there. So I would like to know what you know. Do you know where it is? What is it?
I mean...
Where is it? Can you take us there?
Us of the Mari and Warforged Army only knew of its existence and that we would need to protect it at a moment's notice, but I've never been there myself.
Well, it's about time for you to protect it.
I mean, the last one left, I don't even know if the rest of my comrades are alive. I'm surprised that I'm even here, to be honest.
One way to find out. To be honest, sorry to be a little cold. You seem actually very nice. However, he's dead, not dead.
World might be ending.
World could be ending.
If we don't stop the people from getting the tear.
Can I call you Kraid? Or do you prefer your full name?
That's fine.
Kraid.
What about 6?
On your 6.
It's fine.
Got your 6.
I apologize for any harm that I've brought to any of you.
Did you do it intentionally, or were you under some kind of thing?
I don't remember anything.
Then we're good.
I mean, by design, I'm supposed to protect Marians, not hurt them.
Do I trust this?
Is this the same
Robot.
Warforged that fucked my shit up?
Yes.
I'm like, I think it was the same dude in the cave.
Yeah. So, just so we level set, you did almost kill me a few days ago.
Oh my, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Don't blame yourself, Craig.
Crade, dear. Crade, dear.
Craig.
Like cradle, but without the O.
Don't blame yourself, Guy.
Do I sense sincerity from this man?
You can roll an insight check.
Yes, thank you.
I tried to go to natural 1.
You know, mine's not great. It's only...
What's my insight?
Oh.
Is it a +8? Or a +5? Sorry, guys. We're still...
That's a
plus
12.
+4, so a 16.
12, 16. Aaron, doesn't know.
I'm going to use my heroic inspiration.
Say none of you use that in the entire, like...
Natural 20!
Nice. He is sincere. It's very much the cross between... you'll know this reference. I don't know if anybody else at the table will, but the cross between C-3PO and E2S2 from Acolyte. No. Andor. Jesus. I got my Star Wars shows mixed up.
Well, one thing is for sure, this mechanism is not lying to us.
By the looks of it, neither are you. Or you. Has it run its course yet? By my analysis, you have probably another day and a half.
Oh, I don't like this.
Eira likes him.
A day. Can y'all not?
I thought it was 3 days.
It hasn't been 3 days.
I think has it not been 3 days?
I don't know. I
No,
don't think so.
when you guys were in the airport, you're like, I can't lie.
Yeah, because that was day 3.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was
that was
day
like
two.
day 2.
They do.
So this is day 3.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, this is the other half of day 2.
Day 2, yeah.
And
Day
so
2's been super
So
long.
evening.
the journey of the thing felt like 8 hours,
We
but
just
in
gotta
theory was
recharge.
only like 20 minutes.
Oh, I
In
was
real
thinking
time.
of the long rest, so I was like, oh yeah, she totally slept 8 hours. That's
So,
why, but-
question for you, Crade. Are you down to maybe escort us back to the deceased continent of Mar? To where I assume you've been trained to protect this tier of Mar? If you've been trained or have been instructed to protect it, then your source code should know where it is.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but I do know where it is. I can, I guess, lead you there. I know that the continent itself is quite dangerous, given its state. Again, it's a miracle that I'm even here. As
You got your sheet back.
Yeah.
as the rest of us were either destroyed in the wreckage or a part of some ruin somewhere.
And he like looks down and he kind of like examines himself, and just and he very much like has another like reconstructed arm, like after the one that like Jax kind of broke. And he says,
I guess I've been through a lot of... The years haven't been kind to me, but I'm still in sort of one piece.
Eira's not going to tell him that the one that's dead, not dead, did that to him.
if anything, he probably would be grateful though, because he's the one that freed him.
Well, like ripped his arm off
Oh,
a few days before.
And you said you sensed the magic on our friend Jax. Can you remove it? Or do you know how to?
No, I can only sense a lot of... My systems or my mind can assess a lot of people's medical states and magical compositions.
What?
Can you check Verity?
Why me?
I mean, she's fine. She's just a normal tiefling, I think. Well, not in the eyes. Are you full tiefling?
No. Half human.
Interesting.
I was more so thinking about Erebus, like if he's still in your system, but...
Oh, I can't determine that.
Why
I don't
is that
deal
interesting?
in religious... Well, human and tieflings don't often reproduce. It's at least unheard of in my day and age. Nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't usually end well.
What does that mean?
There's a lot of complications that come with it. Especially if your mother was human.
Can I connect the dots from the, like, black magic pumping through her mom's veins? Like, this might be in connection to that when I was assessing her mother.
Yeah, you can make a history check and see.
It's just a 13.
Jeez, was it that long ago?
If I use Arcana,
I have it if
then
you're
it's a
looking for it, I know
22.
Can you resend it to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's in my other
You
notebook.
said it was 22?
If it's an Arcana check, it's 22, but if it's a history, it's only 13.
It's history.
Okay.
You're trying to go back to what you
Okay.
remember. In essentially, yeah, I mean, it's similar ailment to what is happening to her mother. Is that, like, if not the exact ailment, it's very, like,
It sounds very
rare,
yeah.
like, disease or, like, occurrence.
I don't know anything other than that, but I guess it's a feat of nature if you're still... If you're here and... Heaven forbid something happened to your mother. If it did, I'm sorry.
She also has a sister. There are two of them.
Oh my. I hope your parents are okay.
Father is in question. I've been told that what she has is insert name here.
Oh, you don't know.
No, Erebus told her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did.
That's why I was trying to search
it's-
for the name and I couldn't find it.
And it's Hell's Paneltar Infertanis.
That word.
It's Hell's Spinalter Infertanis.
Gesundheit.
She has that.
Ah, yes, the sickness where a human who births an infernal child begins to burn too hot on a cellular level, slowly diminishing as a human, essentially burning from the inside out on a cellular level.
Did you know any of that?
I did not. Is there a cure for this? I was
There
told.
wasn't when I was around. I don't know how much medical science has came in since then, but... Or magic, for that offer, is... There's still magic. Do you all have access to things... or that of the weave?
Most likely not as powerful as it used to be, but yes.
The weave?
It's like a magic, like...
It's the ley lines that flow through the universe.
Oh, okay. I know what ley lines are. I don't know what the weave was.
It's in D&D. It's called the weave.
didn't
Essentially,
know
how they weave together.
We were basket weaving or what?
Well, if you had have gotten far enough in Baldur's Gate, you would have known Gale references it quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Little
does.
Sorry,
bitch.
I have a life.
I hate Gale.
I know.
Freaking love Gale. I love him so
Two
much.
opposing sides.
Well, I guess not all hope is lost.
Well, the reason we still have magic... Have you... So... Do you know of Flossidus? Was that her name back then?
Sorry, nothing in my recollection.
Well, so the goddess that I worship, she basically disrupted the big quarrel that the gods are having about trying to restrict the magic because they didn't want it to happen. Like, do you know what happened to Mar?
I mean, I would have thought you would have told them about the calamity and everything that you had learned.
No, she's asking if the Warforged knows.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
He doesn't know this.
Oh, no. Well, he did say that he doesn't know how many of his kind exist.
Yeah.
So he might know.
Yeah, I'm aware of the tragedy that befell the once great empire of Mar, but
How did you get here?
I don't know. I woke up in some underground cathedral.
Mom!
When she, you yell, and it's kind of almost like pointing at, it's like she's coming back down to get you all.
Yeah.
She's very much like suited up in like the Ton armor, and and she says, "My God, what is one of the Warforged army doing here?"
Did you smuggle any of them out?
No, I thought they were all lost to the fallen empire. I didn't even know this artifact existed.
She's pointing at him. He's not.
And he looks at your mother, and there's kind of like,
Does he
it's
kneel?
almost like this instinct of like, yeah. He's like,
Your Highness, it's good to see that you're alive.
How does she respond?
Please, that's not necessary. You can stand. I don't really subscribe to that nobility anymore, or at all, really.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. It's just sort of instinct. There's a lot of features and.
There's a lot of features in the mother that resemble that of the Empress.
So the grandmother was the Empress.
No. Well, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm trying to mix too much shit. Don't blame me. There's too much lore in my head. No, he just recognizes the bloodline. And that's what that meant. That's what I meant.
She has her father's nose.
No, you look a lot like the head of the Emperor's Guard. At least it's good to know that some of you survived.
And the head of the Emperor's Guard was Eira's grandmother.
So, I have a question, Grade, before we move on in our conversation. Should you take us over to where we're trying to go? Just want to say it in front of her mother. If we are met with a weird, distorted version of the Emperor, where do your allegiances lie?
Good question.
I would sooner do without than to get that far to have you rip my arms out.
I don't really know. I feel very conflicted. I can't really give you an answer right now. Sorry.
She looks at Eliana. It's like not knowing what to do.
We gotta go.
We're just gonna leave him here?
I mean, and this is your mother. Like, we don't have any other choice. We have to stop. There's more airships in the airspace around us.
Sorry to break it to you there, Ma, but he's the one that took out the first 4.
Well, then I think
We don't have the skills to take out the other ones.
I can certainly try.
we're just going to have to try. Your friend is right.
I saw what he did. Maybe I can try it. I'm just not very strong.
I can try and help you.
You're not very strong either.
None of us are strong.
I'm kind of strong.
Okay.
Okay, but both of
Story about the magic for another time. All right, guys, what's the plan?
And the mother's like, all right, let's walk and talk. Come on, we need to go.
Where the fuck is Dawn?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Having both of our healers away is probably not the best idea.
What do you mean? Oh,
You heal us, Sable heals us, having both of y'all gone.
Then you go with Eliana. Or
why don't we all just
or
go
you
together?
go with
How do we get up there?
Turn into an eagle again.
I mean, we can all try and take them out together.
Ma,
Power in numbers.
you've done this more than I have.
We're going to have to figure this out. And
And I'm asking for you to tell me what to do.
I don't know. I have to assess the situation. I haven't seen outside. I just know that they're here. And you essentially are, you guys make it out like the front door of the castle, and you see that the 4 airships essentially have slowly kind of like descended upon the city. There is a sense of that's such a weird there we go. I was like, what the fuck was that?
I mean,
We're
the
going to
whole
a
time
horse
before,
race.
I thought the music was doubling a bit, so I was like, what's happening?
And you see that there's alarm bells of just this destruction kind of happening again. And you hear in the sky this sound of rolling thunder. But there are no clouds essentially in the sky as the sun is beginning to setting. You see this red, hot, lightning kind of cascade through the sunset of the sky, and you see very quickly that the lightning kind of hits one of the airships, and it just explodes and starts to kind of descend as far as the wreckage into the city. Another fireball kind of emerges as it blows through the side of one of the other ships, and this a massive kind of spark of lightning kind of hits another airship, and then the other flies through straight from nose to tail of the 4th ship as this lightning and a large blue fire-haired male wielding a trident emerges with crackling skin and this skin that's crackled with lightning and hot fire in his eyes and in his hair. He stands looking at you, and that's where we are going to end for tonight. Thank you so much for watching Off the Beaten Quest, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye. Bye.